before we get going today, I want to explain to any of you viewers out there our new merch giveaway donation drive. So I have the on-air chat closed, and I'll be responding to super chats and donations only until we reach a $50 goal, and I will use that money to buy some of our merch and give it away to someone who donated, raffle style. So if you'd like to enter the raffle, minimum $1 donation, all of it goes back into this giveaway or right back into the channel, baby. All right, and we are live. You with me, Arianthe? How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Oh man, we've got a big one. We're going to talk about something that's been, a cold case in our area for a long time, and something that's been talked about for my whole life, in my family for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dana Stidham. 29 years ago, they found her body in Benton County, Arkansas, which is where I'm from, where my family's from. Yeah,
It's not 29 years ago anymore. This article is from 2018.
Oh shit, that's right. We're at 1 now?
Yeah.
That's right. Man, it's my family's from Gravette. My sister was actually born in the Gravette Hospital.
The hospital / hair care center / tire center.
/tire center / pest control hub. Yeah. But let's see here. Okay. Dana Stidham.
We actually know somebody mutually that works there, so.
Oh shit. Oh, that's right. We do. That's right. Yeah. Well, Dana Stidham's technically a cousin of mine, I believe through marriage. I'd mentioned my cousin Josh. I believe he's a relative of my cousin Josh's mom. So again, one of them kind of Appalachian connections, but one of those things that this is one of those cases that my family always talked about. It was on Unsolved Mysteries back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And when you sent me this morning, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, my mom brought it up to me yesterday, and she was like, hey, can you guys maybe put a little bit of light on this? Because I feel like she didn't get the recognition that she deserves. And I'm like, a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Your mom would be fucking right about that, in my opinion. And again, they never caught the person who did it, and it's a small fucking town. It could have only been a handful of people.
There's a lot of speculation on certain people that were in Dana's life. And the reason my mom brought it up to me is she was like, hey, you do weird, spooky stuff. Can you confirm this for me? And I'm like, oh, no.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not talking to her after. Yeah, I'm not going to. Ooh, we might have to see if we can't get the Merc Mystics in here sometime and maybe see if we can't all do a tarot or something. Maybe something that other people are uncomfortable with. But I don't know if I'm down with that because it's kind of an auntie.
This one's kind of close. So I'm like, no, tell me.
This is kind of
my own theories, but of course,
I don't want them to say it was my uncle that did it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I don't want.
Exactly. Like, oh shit, it was our family that did it. But I mean, who fucking knows? I'm gonna read this article here in just a second. I'm gonna grab a pinch real quick. We're winding up into this morning shift. I'm gonna see how long we can stretch the day shift, and
Yeah.
at some point, probably at the top of the next hour, I guess, address maybe some of the issues, re-explain the merch giveaway donation drive. Because again, one thing I want to do on this show is fucking give away merch. I want to do raffles and shit. And I want to have things like where we randomly choose a commenter in the future and we give them a piece of merch. But we have to kind of start that cycle. And being set behind half a fucking day from yesterday, I kind of have to do something to get it going. But this is the best I could kind of figure out to actually kind of do the things I want to do with the channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of which is give the merch away to people. Like, some beautiful designs. You know what I mean? Like, all made by Murkies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
the fucking Merctus is my favorite.
That's my favorite too. I'm was gonna leave it up to whoever wins the raffle, like what I choose off the merch store to send them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, because maybe it'll be a Murky Mommy that wants some Murky Mommy shirt or something. And
my girls, yeah.
In which case, hell yeah. That's why I wanted to make the goal.
Or whoever the fuck wants to be a Murky Mommy. I don't want to limit it to girls. Stan Odie could totally be a Murky Mommy if he wanted to, wherever he is today. He's probably snuggling that little nephew.
So yeah, I can't, yeah. Things have changed a bit until we reach that goal. But again, really small goal of $50, just enough to pay for shipping and handling and really any of the items someone might choose off the merch store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dana Stidham, man. Again, that's an auntie of mine growing up. I'm pretty sure the lady I considered an aunt was her sister.
She had a brother.
Okay, then maybe I'm thinking a cousin.
Maybe.
Because I'm related to Stidhams, and that was always the thing in the family reunions was Dana's story. You know what I mean? But again, it was so kind of like off of a branch of my branch that I was like, I don't know specifically the relation.
Fair. Oh man, it's been a week for me, and I'm still not done. I have until the 1st to get all of my dad's stuff out. Turns out he's a hoarder. Or he was a hoarder.
Oh shit.
And so, his house looks really nice whenever you walk in, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of really nice things in here, but it's not cluttered. It's just nice, And then you go up into the attic and you open the garage and you're like, oh fuck.
Shit. Yeah.
And then you realize he has a shed in the backyard and you're like, oh fuck. And I was like, cool, man. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
You son of a bitch.
Thanks for stacking it up. It was like looming with my grandpa, right? Like, it was so... Good morning, Justin. It was so, like, thick of, like, a hoarding situation.
Good nothing. John said good nothing.
To be fair, that's about the kind of week it's been here at MURKradio. They're holding a syringe. Yeah, it's been going about like that. Captain goes to take a pee, suddenly the ship sinks. But I'm hella good at patching a ship. I'm gonna sink our teeth into this article real quick. Let's see here. Again, it's
definitely.
This is from a couple years ago, but the headline was "No Answers in the 29 years after the murder of Arkansas teen Dana Stidham." 18-year-old Dana Stidham was last seen on July 25th, 1989, leaving a grocery store in Bella Vista, Arkansas, with medicine for her dad. Her body was found on September 16th, 1989, in Benton County, Arkansas. No arrests have been made in connection with her death. And it's been fucking disgusting. Again, these towns that I'm going to talk about in this, I grew up in all of these towns.
Same, yeah.
This is a story we grew up with. Yeah. The summer after graduating from Gravette High School in Gravette, Arkansas, 18-year-old Dana Stidham had a job, good friends, and was planning for her future. Her mother, Georgia Stidham, told Dateline. During the school year, Dana had been working after school on weekends at Harp's food store in Bella Vista, Arkansas. That's a fucking place we've shopped at growing up our whole life. Sorry, I lost my place. In the summer of 1989, she continued to work at the store while figuring out what she wanted to do, Georgia said. She was considering studying business at university. She was our joy. She was always smiling and happy, Georgia told Dateline. She was just the kind of daughter people wish they had, and I was lucky enough to have her. That summer, Dana spent some time living with her cousin, Christy Smith, before moving into a different apartment with her brother Larry and a roommate in Centerton, Arkansas. Another town I think we both lived in, Mary Anthony, Centerton.
Yeah.
Centerville, that's my favorite when people call it. Is this Centerville? Centerton, and hello. Christy told Dateline she and Dana were especially close since they were only a year apart. We were together all the time, Christy said. She was really sweet. Everybody liked her. She was friends with everybody. That's what I heard too, is that Dana was a real good person.
Yeah.
Dana's parents lived in Hiwassee, Arkansas, a 10-minute drive from Centerton, and she visited them often, Georgia said. On July 25th, 1989, Dana went over to her parents' house to do some laundry, Georgia said. Georgia was at work at the time, but her husband Lawrence was at home. Lawrence, who had medical issues, was feeling ill that day, so he asked Dana if she could pick up his medicine at Phillips Food Store in Bella Vista, Arkansas. I think they meant Harps. Phillips? Wait, was there a Phillips in 89?
I think that's Allen's.
I think they mean Allen's. Yeah, I was like, wait, that's not... Hold on, there's not a Phillips. I don't think there ever has been. Dana agreed to run out for her father and left home to make the 4-mile drive in her gray Dodge Omni around 3 p.m. Georgia said she got home after work around 4 p.m. and Lawrence told her Dana had not returned. Thinking their daughter may have had car trouble, Lawrence and Georgia got in their car and drove around to find Dana. Georgia said they checked all the possible routes that Dana might have taken and did not see her car anywhere. Went to the store, says Georgia, and people said that she had been there and bought what she needed and left. Fucking, that's when I would start having some really bad feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're actively on the hunt and you get to the store and they're like, she's not here. Dana's parents continued to drive around but did not find their daughter. They called around to family members and Dana's friends, but no one had heard from her that day. Georgia said that this was strange behavior from Dana. She always called if she was going to be late. She always called. The rest of Dana's family became alarmed when they had not heard from her that night. We all know she was really responsible, and she knew her dad was waiting on the medicine, so we knew something happened to her, Dana's cousin Christy told Dateline. Yeah, Christy Stidham. I'm related to Christy.
Oh.
Yeah. She wouldn't let her dad wait on that. And that's true. I've heard that from Christy in person. Sergeant Shannon Jenkins of the Benton County Sheriff's Office told Dateline that they received a phone call from Dana's brother Larry at 9:15 p.m. on the 25th to report Dana missing. Sergeant Jenkins said Benton County Police issued a "Be on the lookout" a bolo at 9:43 p.m. At 6:30 a.m. the next day, Dana's car was found in the southbound lane of Highway 71. Sergeant Jenkins told Dateline, "The keys were still in the ignition. Officers found a receipt from Phillips Food in the back of the car, time-stamped 3:17 p.m. on the 25th." According to Sergeant Jenkins, Dana's personal belongings, however, were not inside the car. Huh. Christy said her family was struck with fear for what happened to Dana after that. Dana had been very well liked, her cousin Christy said. She didn't have any problems with anyone. In the weeks that followed, Dana's friends and family spent their time searching on foot and by car, and handing out missing flyers of Dana. Kristen said she spent weeks driving to nearby states with her mother and her aunt, Georgia, to see if anybody had seen Dana. Search dogs were used in the days following Dana's disappearance, Sergeant Jenkins told Dateline. Search teams on horses were deployed to search several areas in Bella Vista. Several of Dana's personal items were found scattered in different areas of Bella Vista, but none near her car, Sergeant Jenkins added. My grandfather was one of those search people on horses, by the way, too. I remember that. Again, but my grandfather was a like a Benton County first responder at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the horse guy in the parades, the big white horse.
Yeah,
and the
my
old...
grandpa was a cop. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. So yeah, like, I bet they were both out there looking.
I bet, yeah.
89 if they was both crack, Let's see. Georgia said that in the days following Dana's disappearance, there were several sightings of her daughter reported by police, but none proved true. On September 16th, 1989, almost 2 months after Dana was last seen, a hunter in Benton County, Arkansas, came upon a shallow grave in a heavily wooded area, according to Sergeant Jenkins. Skeletal remains were in the grave, and Dana Stidham's clothes were found nearby. Police ruled Dana's death a homicide, but would not confirm the exact cause of death. Certain details are withheld due to maintaining the integrity of the case. Bitch, it's a 30-year-old case.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it is still locked under key. Like, they still haven't talked about it.
It's fucking insane. Oh my gosh. Police, let's see here. When Georgia received the call from police that evening that Dana's body had been found, she said her only reaction was, "It just couldn't be. You just can't accept that your child is gone. It destroyed us." Yeah, it did. Sergeant Jenkins said there are several people of interest in the case and that it is still being worked as an active investigation. Georgia now has outlived her husband and both of her children. Dana's father passed away 10 years after his daughter was killed. Dana's brother died in 2015. They died never knowing what happened to Dana. Georgia dreads that outcome. Georgia goes on to say, I don't want to go to my grave not knowing, she told Dateline. Nobody should ever have to lose a child. And real quick, if you have any information on the circumstances surrounding Dana Stidham's death, please contact the Benton County Sheriff's Office at 479-271-1008 or the Bella Vista Police Department at 479-855-3771. Or email at info@bellavista.ar.gov. So again, if anybody hears this and for some reason knows something about this case, please turn it in.
By all means.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a change.org petition to reopen her case.
Yeah. That's that's right. I had that pulled open. Hold on. Guys,
yeah.
There's a change.org to open up this cold case because again, they didn't even release to the public the way in which he died. And as our viewers have seen, like, you should typically get that in a situation like this. Like if it's a high profile thing, they'll say it to the town. But I'm here to tell you right now, back in 1989, this town wanted fucking answers. And a good chunk of this town still wants fucking answers. Like the old
really
townies.
Did.
Yeah, like people like your mom, my dad, my mom, like they want to fucking know. Like everybody who was born and raised there and lived through the 80s there really want to know.
Yeah, so my mom was really close friends with Dana, and I talked to her a little bit yesterday and really wanted to get to know Dana as a person. And so far, everything I can find about her corroborates exactly what my mom said. My mom said that she was really sweet, and she was very funny and kind, and she was just very happy-go-lucky. Like, my mom taught her to drive a stick shift.
Oh, damn. Oh, like, shit. Yeah, they were country girl friends.
They were country girlfriends. Taught her to drive a stick shift. They went to parties together. I'm sure your dad was there.
I bet you they were at that party where... Because I know your mom was at the party where my mom met my dad. You'll have to ask that was in my dad's front
There's
lawn.
no telling who it was either.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a straight up... They were probably, they were old country friends. They had all the gab in the world, I bet. They talk driving back roads, learning to drive stick shift, hitting doobies, talking about boys.
Driving back roads. Exactly. So my mom told me that Dana had a boyfriend, or at least somebody who wanted to be her boyfriend, but a guy that she hung around with a lot. And I'm not sure I should name drop him because she did tell me his name. Maybe. According to her, everybody knows that he killed her, but they just couldn't prove it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in 1998, remember old fucking Andy Lee?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, I
he was
guess.
he was sweet to my dad. He was really nice to my dad.
Well, yeah, your dad kept him in business.
Yeah, yeah. He justified that police
Between-
budget. Justified the county's
Exactly.
budget, ever rising budget.
And so in 1998, Andy Lee told reporters in the newspaper that they knew exactly who killed Stidham. Like, they knew who killed Dana, but they couldn't prove it.
They don't have enough evidence because of the state of the remains.
Yeah, and he even went as far as to say that it was somebody she went to high school with and somebody she didn't date but wanted to date her. He pushed it. And I think by saying that, he was trying to get somebody to step forward, but they never would.
Weird question. Is the first name David?
No.
Okay. Say the first name for me. Let's refer to the suspect we have at large from our hometown speculation just by his first name, maybe.
Yeah, Michael.
Oh.
Which there's like 9 million people from the 80s named Michael. But, Michael.
I think I know who you're talking about, though. I think.
He no longer lives in the area. My mom did a little digging and found out that he no longer lives in Benton County. He now lives in Springfield. I'm going to go ahead and say that because I'm sure there's about 8 million people in Springfield named Michael.
Bunch of Michaels in Springfield.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michaels in Springfield.
Yeah, it's not all of you. It's just one of you.
But let's be real. All of you Michaels in Springfield are probably guilty of something.
Something.
We can look at you. We can look at you like that.
Yeah, and I guess they had brought this guy in, and he had failed a few polygraphs, and they couldn't even get the FBI to nail it.
God damn.
Yeah.
God damn. I believe that. This kind of reminds me of the situation, like, as we explained to people, like the Gabby Petito thing, and as we talk with Jameson and kind of explore the different situations that can happen when you find remains that have been left outside for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like, your evidence and means of deduction is severely compromised, like to the point that you can't, like in this one, like they might know exactly what happened and when it happened and who did it, but they can't fucking prove it with actual substantial physical evidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it all kind of goes down to hearsay and kind of old school detective work, you know what I mean? And that shit don't really hold up in court. If you got a decent defense attorney, it's fucking over. And they don't build a case against somebody that any Joe Schmo could defend. You know what I mean? Like, if it's fucking that loose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one especially is a very interesting one. It's because they know exactly who did it, but they can't do anything about it, and that's so frustrating. When they did find her car, DNA evidence was not very, especially not in Bella Vista, Arkansas, was not very good, and so they were going off of little things like her driver's seat was adjusted way back, and she was not a tall girl.
Yeah.
And her car wasn't where they found it the day before, or for hours leading up to it, all of a sudden it was just put there.
Hell, yeah.
And
exactly.
So that's been super frustrating. They have eyewitnesses that told them what the person looked like that put the car there, because people saw him. It's a busy road.
Yeah, it's a small town, so I bet you people were like, no, we saw this specific ass person, first and last name, put that car there.
Exactly, yeah. And
like, you can't do shit in our town without getting somebody talking about it.
Exactly. I used to tell people that on my tours, too, as people would be, because we'd come across the lingerie shop, because there's like 2 of them in Eureka now. Come across the lingerie shop, and I'm like, I'm fucking convinced that small towns like this are why we have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Because when you shop at places like that, everybody knows your business.
Exactly.
And that's terrifying. And it wasn't far. It was up Wellington. You know where Wellington is in Bella Vista.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
So that's where. No, you're fine.
I'm still uploading yesterday's video.
Oh no, you're okay. So Wellington Road is where they found her car, and it was really close to 71. And they found her in Bear Hollow. No, Bear Hollow.
Yeah, Bear Hollow. Shit. We've played around there as fucking kids.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what we were playing over?
I know. Or around, or fucking what kind of creep is fucking out there in the 90s, boy?
Yeah.
God. I want to say the first time I heard about Dana Stidham, I was a little kid, like knee high, and I was at my great grandmother's house in Hiawassee, and or Avoca. I was in Avoca, excuse me, and fucking Avoca, and she said they were talking about it, and I was a little kid, I was curious, I was like, "What are you talking about?" They filled me in, and I was like, "I didn't want to know." It's like,
never mind, I take it back.
I didn't want to know. There are. You'd think, I don't know, it's just another, it's an interesting example of how a case can go cold even when the whole fucking town knows who did it. You know what I mean? And in this case, we've been watching a case for weeks now where the whole fucking world is pretty convinced we know who fucking killed Gabby Petito. And people keep wondering, you know.
Exactly.
Like, people are imagining, it seems like, for the most part, like there's going to be a defenseless case. And that's just not how the real world works sometimes, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah. But. So, this person of interest that Andy Lee was referring to, he was brought in for questioning at first because a whole bunch of Dana's classmates were like, "It was this motherfucker," right? And then people had seen him out and about around the same time at like 3 a.m. or around the same place at like 3 in the morning. He had a 3-tone truck. I'm going to narrow it down. I'm going to let people know who this is without saying a last name.
Do it.
He had a 3-tone truck, and he was out, joyriding, according to him, and he said he was with his girlfriend. Well, the police interviewed his girlfriend, and bitch broke, and she was like, "No, I wasn't. I don't even know where he was."
Oh.
And then the dude said, "Oh, no, not that girlfriend, this girlfriend," which nobody had known. Neither of the girlfriends even knew that he had another girlfriend, except for this one. This one knew that he had another girlfriend, which makes me believe that maybe he talked to this girl later and she was like his ride or die. And he was like, "Hey, if anybody asks, I was with you." And so the cops go to her and she's like, yeah, he was with me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it took 2 girlfriends. He named one, and then she went, "No, he wasn't." And then he named another one after that. And she was like, yeah.
Oof. It has to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It fucking sucks there's not enough to fucking prove it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But you'd think that maybe before this fuck dies, we can get him for it, and we can see some litigation happen.
I hope so.
I really hope. Again, guys, there's a change.org petition. Let me get it pulled up from the Discord. Let's see here. Wait, was that just a private message to me?
Yeah, it was.
I thought so. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Boom. Reopen the Dana Stidham cold case file. They're getting really close to their goal. Need 2,500 signatures, and they're at 2,193. So, if you guys are out there, check it out. Change.org. I'll put the link in the description when I post the video after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, I'll keep the change.org petition down in the description of the video. It's not there right now, but it will be. Because this one's one of those that's like, there's no reason it hasn't been resolved after this fucking long. You know what I mean? Like, at least to the point you could take it to a civil trial and let maybe Georgia get some fucking justice. You know what I mean? This is a woman who's now outlived everybody in her family, and her daughter was tragically fucking taken from her.
Yeah, and what's sad is every time you hear from Georgia, she's like, I just want to know what happened before I die. And that's heartbreaking.
Fucking devastating. I mean, we're following a case where we get to know every fucking explicit detail. And in this case, you get to know almost nothing. And in a lot of cases, you get to know almost nothing. You know, thinking about the Mia Marcano stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like, you know, there's no justice to be delivered there. The girl's dead and the guy who did it killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
After making it incredibly difficult to even prove he fucking did it at first. You know what I mean? Like, he fucked with the crime scene.
So here's another crazy thing. They couldn't find her sternum.
What?
Her sternum was missing.
Whoa. Now,
she had what they thought could have been, this is why no cause of death has been released, because maybe it hasn't even been determined. They found a nick on her left shoulder blade, but they cannot find her sternum.
Oh, damn. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm doing a...
Yeah, it could have been an animal. So she went missing in July of 1989, and she wasn't found until September of 1989.
Oh.
So you have months of decomposition, and she was in a very, very shallow grave. So whoever, not naming names, whoever did it was in a hurry.
Yeah.
To cover her up.
I'm about, you know, ready, like to, you know,
you just out him.
Out him. Like I got a feeling I know who it is, and I forget that like the whole fucking town knows who it is. You know.
Yeah, everybody knows. If you look at any of the Facebook groups that are, you know, Justice for Dana Stidham, people will right out tell you exactly who it is. So this is not something that is not known amongst everyone here.
Yeah. Oh, the P.O. box on my break. Holy shit. Sorry, I'm getting some text from Lux.
Oh, no.
I think we're also I think she's got a break at work and she's helping monitor the chat for...
Aw, she's the best.
Nonsense. But yeah, that's... Yeah, man. I you know, it's kind of like with the West Memphis 3. Like, I think I know who fucking did that.
Well, it wasn't the West Memphis 3.
Fuck no, it wasn't. And now we'll never get that case fucking opened or get fucking justice for it because they took a fucking that plea. What's it called? The plea where you basically admit to guilt, say you'll never associate with the people you committed the crime with ever again, and they let you out.
Yeah.
And it's some fucking bullshit. Like, that's an easy way for them to close a fucking case because they don't want to prosecute local fucking royalty, is honestly what it is. Like, kind of a high up business dude was responsible for those 3 boys dying. And you know, again, I hope he knows he's a piece of shit. Yeah, justice for Dana in the chat. I saw that. Fuck yeah, justice for Dana. We grew up with this, like, you know, again, like, this is a face we saw. We every so many years, it would feel like back home, there would be a serious push for people to bring some fucking, shine some light on this.
Yeah, this one and Morgan Nick.
Yeah. Oh, and Morgan Nick, that's right. Hold on, let me pull up.
Precious Morgan Nick, man, that changed the way we lived our lives down here.
It did. The disappearance of Morgan Nick.
That one was hard.
Yeah, to explain it to anybody who's unfamiliar, on June 9th, 1995, Morgan Nick and her mother, Colleen Nick, went to a Little League baseball game in the town of Alma, Arkansas, at around 10:30 p.m. Morgan asked her mother if she could catch lightning bugs with her friends. At first, her mother was uncertain, but eventually let her go. She was last seen at 10:45 p.m. by her friends emptying sand out of her shoes alone near her mother's car. While her group of friends emptied their shoes a few dozen feet away, Morgan's friends reported seeing a creepy man talking to Morgan as she was putting her shoes back on. When the game ended shortly thereafter, Morgan's friends returned without her. Sorry, I can't fucking talk this morning. They told Colleen that Morgan was at her car. but then Colleen returned to the car. Morgan was not there. She has not been seen or heard from since. Later developments on January 15th, 2002, police conducted a dig on a private piece of land in Boonville, Arkansas, after they received a tip that claimed Nick might have been buried there. The tip was so specific that police decided to dig. A police dog was also used in the search. Police ended the search at 9:30 p.m. and said they did not intend to return to the property. On November 15th, 2010, federal investigators searched a vacant house in Spiro, Oklahoma for DNA evidence. Spiro. It's Spyro the Dragon, baby. Spiro, Oklahoma, for DNA evidence that could show Nick had once been in the house. On December 18th, 2017, investigators returned to the house to conduct another search after they received a tip about the case. Cadaver dogs alerted investigators to a well on the property, which they said was the center of the investigation. The search was called off on December 19th after no evidence was found. As of 2021, new leads in Nick's disappearance continue to be received and investigated at the local, state, and federal level. So it's still an unsolved case. Again, this a kid from around where we're from, Arianthe and I, Morgan Nick, went missing. And we don't I don't think anybody fucking knows what happened. I'm pretty sure we have speculation, though, like a son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
So there was talk of a man that had a camper on the back of a red pickup truck. But the camper was a little too big, and so it hung over the back just a little bit. And now every single time I see trucks like that, and I have my entire life, I'm like, oh, motherfucker. Have we checked this guy out?
Oh. They fucking should. It sounds like he could be a transient, too, if it's like a camper.
Yeah.
You know? Guys, Lux is being sweet. She just called me cute in a text. So just so everyone knows. Apparently I look cute today. I think I look sick and gross. But it's very sweet.
Oh, you definitely don't look sick and gross.
Oh, thank you. Ain't gonna stop me from doing the show though, baby. I'll do it nude. I'll do push-ups nude on the edge of a cliff, boy. Crazy. Yeah, I almost forgot about the Morgan Nick situation. That changed entirely the way our childhood went. Like, yeah, really from 95, 96 on, kids where we're from, it wasn't the 70s anymore. Like the first 5-6 years of Arianthe and I's life, it was like functionally the 70s. Like, hey, go play on that jagged metal. It's fine. Like completely unattended. Like Morgan Nick happens and it's like, all right, watch your fucking kids.
Yeah. I really think that's when the use of child leashes became a big deal.
God, see, I thought that maybe moved in with Walmart. I guess you're right.
Maybe. But I used to make fun of people and laugh about people that used a leash on their kid. But as a mother, I get it.
Yeah. When you got more than one, it's like, son of a bitch. I might just put all 5 of you fuckers on a leash. Walk you
like a like a pack of dogs.
Exactly. Had you separate them from fighting like that? Stop.
If more people used kid leashes, Harambe would still be alive.
That's dicks out for Harambe, guys. Dicks out for Harambe. Oh, very true. Man. Yeah, that Morgan Nick one was crazy. Let's see. I'm going to use the restroom real quick and grab some tea. I will be right back. I'm going to kick her on over to an ad break real fast.
Yep, sounds good.
Hell yeah, and I'll be right back with you. Where's the boardroom, damn it? All right. See you in just a second, lady. Blam, blam, and I am back. Oh my
Boom.
goodness.
Hello.
So, you sent me another one that almost ended up the actual thumbnail and title of this fucking video.
Yes, I did. Well, I was I was thinking about it this morning, and I'm like, man, it's Thursday, and I've had such a rough week, and I learned very quickly that my dad is a hoarder, and so boy, if I just lived in a wreck state. But then again, it might put us into a fucking state of emergency if I did.
Exactly. Yes. Illegal marijuana farms prompt Oregon County to declare a state of emergency.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. You ever been to Salem, Oregon?
I haven't. Only Salem, Massachusetts.
Okay. Man, hey, Salem, Missouri's fun too, though.
Is it?
Well, okay, it's weird because like Rolla and Salem, you get a lot of hippies out there. You wouldn't think it, but you get like...
I'm terrified of small towns in Missouri anymore.
I used to go to a festival out near, it was between Salem and Rolla, Missouri, and that was the most fun I think I've ever had in my motherfucking life. That is like some of the most fun Chief and I have ever had in our lives.
That's awesome.
Genuinely, like it was my favorite music festival for a long time. But you get these around places called Salem, you get like some hippies. I like it, witchy hippies too.
Yeah,
like good fucking.
There's
company.
a Salem, Arkansas that really brings in the witchy vibes,
Yeah.
Which is funny to me because I'm like, you guys do know you're in Arkansas, right? Like, they will still burn you at the stake here.
Yeah. That's
Day trippers from Missouri.
yeah, that's fucking sick. I love that state. I like the Kansas City side of Missouri. I know there was like Kansas City, Kansas, but I'm like, man, I love the
I do too. I spent a lot of time in my childhood in Lee's Summit, which is like that little suburb right off Kansas City, Blue Springs area.
Yes,
Lake Ozarks.
Claycomo for me, like right there by Kansas City. Yeah, like Claycomo County is where my grandma lived when I was a kid. My grandpa worked at that Ford factory by Kansas City. I was there all the fucking time, like every summer, you know?
Yeah, you should have seen the first time I took Derek through Kansas City. We went there for Oktoberfest at Worlds of Fun.
Fuck yes.
This sweet boy hadn't been in a town bigger than Tulsa until I took him there.
Oh, that's a cool first big city too.
Well,
it is
yes
like
and no. So he had an '84 Camaro, and it was white, and so it stuck out of everything else. So he takes a wrong turn. I say, hey, take this exit. He misses it. We take the next exit, and I'm like, oh shit. And then we're stopped at a stoplight, and people start walking towards us, and he goes, what are they doing? And I was like, just run the light. Just run it. Because, man, at night, that's a little rough. Some downtown KC. And then we saw this lady, and she was on the corner. Do you know where like downtown Kansas City is?
Oh yeah.
And like the square right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we were coming through there, and this woman walked over and she tapped on the window, and she goes, hey, do you want to hang out? And she goes, what is she doing? I'm like, she's a prostitute, my love. And he goes, oh shit, really?
That's you got marked as a John, sweet boy.
Yeah, she's a prostitute, babe. And he just looked back at her, and he was like, really?
So she's like, what are you, a cop or something? What are you, like a new cop or something?
Or she's like, are you fucking stupid?
Like, what? Well, yeah.
It was really funny.
Oh man, I've had some of the best Chinese food in my life in that city. I don't know what the fuck the deal is with it, but they have a cool ass little movie theater downtown too.
Yeah.
That's in that Kansas City Zoo. That's a good zoo.
Yeah, I will sit and gush about. I love Kansas City. Kansas City is one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
That was until I went to Colorado, and then I was like, oh no, I love this.
Yeah. Oh, Colorado's sick. That your story reminds me when Thor, special guest, excuse me, first moved out to Tucson, he was staying at a hotel for a minute while they were finding their apartment, right? And I guess he was sitting outside, and a straight up crackhead walks by him and asks him, "Are you cool?" And he just responds very calmly, "Probably not." She just walked off. It was like, all right.
At least he was nice about it. You cool? Probably not, bud.
Probably not.
Like, oh, okay. Have a good night, man.
Not in the way you're thinking. Am I cool as in, like, am I going to let you in my hotel room to do some dope? No, I'm not. I'm not.
No,
I'm not that really cool. Probably not.
I'm not in the business of picking up, OD crackheads.
That's been my go-to now. If someone's like, "Hey, you want to fucking get down?" It's like, probably not. Probably not like that. Fucking, there's a lot of crackheads in this town, though.
I'm 30 years old with 2 kids now, so like my idea of getting down is like a bag of circus time popcorn, a spooky movie, and bed by 10:30.
Oh yeah. Hey, there's like the only getting down I want to do anytime soon is go to Hub with Lux, best restaurant in Tucson, Arizona. Fucking delicious restaurant. I don't know what's up with their head chef here, but this motherfucker's a genius.
Sounds delicious.
Best New York strip I've ever had, for sure. Like, get that steak.
So, Oregon County declared a state of emergency.
Yes.
What?
Salem, Oregon. A county in southern Oregon says it's so overwhelmed by an increase in the number and size of illegal marijuana farms that it has declared a state of emergency Wednesday, appealing to the governor and the legislature's leadership for help. The Jackson County Board of Commissioners said law enforcement officers and the county and state regulators and code enforcers are overwhelmed and warned of an imminent threat to the public health and safety of our citizens from the illegal production of cannabis in our county. Illegal marijuana grows have been a persistent problem throughout the West. Even in states like California, they have legalized pot. Yeah, so like even places that are legal, it's like even worse because, have you guys ever seen the Trailer Park Boys about it?
They're just mad because they can't make money off of it.
Exactly. Like the underground was like, fuck, we're broke now. And so, yeah, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to make more so they can sell it for cheaper than even the dispensaries do, which the dispensaries came out with what was cheaper than street price. So it became this like, you want to get a fucking negative $8 gram on the street?
I will pay you $6 to take this.
Yeah. Let's see.
Done.
A mega drought across the West has created urgency, though, as illegal growers steal water, depriving legal users, including farmers and homeowners, of the increasingly precious resource. So literally, fucking illegal pot farms are stealing water from legal pot farms and shit.
God.
Yeah. Now, on the pot farm I worked at in Northern California, it's like they source their water from like a fucking creek, right? And you'd have to go make sure the pump was working every day, and you have to fill a reservoir and then pump it from the reservoir. Like a series of pumps almost. But like, if somebody was to dip in that creek, like if we were to see a hose dipped in it like a quarter mile up, I'd be so fucking mad. You know what I mean? If like that's why we didn't have water.
It is a public waterway.
Oh, I'd be so fucking mad though, because that's the Wild West at that point. Like we're an unincorporated, we're an unincorporated county territory, baby. Come strap or get clapped at that point. Like, and I've seen it kind of play out like that, where parcel owners that are next to each other fucking disagree, and it becomes some gang ass shit. Like,
those are my favorite, though.
Yeah. The gunshots I would hear at night in Northern California. Just running people or animals away from the farm, like the plants and stuff. Because you might hear somebody, like, is there somebody in the fucking parcel next door? Like, what's going on? Somebody just pull up there? Yeah, and then you'll hear fucking, and you're like, oh shit. Either someone just got made into fertilizer, or they shot into the air. There's a bunch that I know for certain was just shots into the air out there, where they're just fucking open gunfire. That place, that you don't think about that. You think beautiful Northern California. It's like, yeah, at night sometimes you just hear active gunfire.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it was weird. The animals were scarier, honestly, than the people were to me, though. Like the bears and shit. Like I said, we had adolescent bears on that camp because their mother got killed like a couple years before. Yeah, they didn't fuck with humans. They were scared of humans because humans killed their mom. But they lived off of trash. Babies. They didn't really hunt. They just ate our fucking shit. And it's almost like you have to leave shit out for them or they're going to come sniffing on your tent. And definitely had
but I would have fed him. Is it illegal? Yes.
Oof.
But I would have done it.
I had what I was convinced was a bear snout, like, touch the top of my head, and I just turned the lights on and started shaking the tent, and they ran off.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, nope. Full country boy. Like when you see a fucking bobcat or something in the wild, you open your jacket up and act. You look like something they've never seen before, and they'll fuck off. Like you got to look the opposite of food. You got to look alien to them.
Big cats are so funny. I find them to be hilarious because it's so ridiculous. You could hold up a little baby, just like an infant, and let it cry, and they would be like, "Oh shit," and run away.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're these big predators with these big old teeth and these incredible instincts and these massive bodies and they're all muscle. But you look at it and go, blah! And it's like, oh, fuck, and it runs. It's no different than a house cat, just massive.
Oh, just fucking massive. Yeah, they have the same fucking
have
priorities.
One right now running around the backyard.
Yeah, like I think if a big cat hits a goddamn sunbeam, right, it might just fucking roll over on and show its belly kind of shit. Like, oh yeah, you guys are just big fucking kitties. You just big harmless kitties. Yeah. Tickle that belly. Guys, we were raised in the Tiger King belt.
Yeah, no, big cats don't freak us out because we have so many of them down here.
Yeah, we might sound like Johnny or Dusty talking about gators when we talk about big cats, but it's because we've been around an unusual amount of them.
Yeah. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Do you remember John Schooley?
Yeah.
So his dad used to just randomly have big cats all the time. All the time. And I never understood it. And I still don't understand it, but I'm kind of afraid to ask him about it because Derek works with him a lot. And I'm kind of afraid to be like, why the fuck did your dad have tigers?
Old school biker dope dealer shit, dude. That's like that's the pinnacle of success. What are you doing? Living in the country with my fucking bobcats. You know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I've known a bunch of like weird kind of country former biker dope dealer cats that have like like a fucking copperhead and they keep their fucking dope underneath it in its tank.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're like, that copperhead don't bite me, but no cop's gonna go in there.
Exactly. It's always funny to me too. So Derek and I almost bought a cabin, which I'm so glad we didn't, in Knoll, Missouri one time because it was kind of out by itself. It had a riverfront view, blah, 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 blah. Well, the person who had it had just left it. Didn't try and clean it up, didn't sell it anything. So we were going to get it for a great price. Derek and I go with the realtor to look around, and this was his first time in this house. Oh. And so he's like, I'm not going to lie, I don't know what to expect. And I was like, it's okay, we don't either. It's an adventure, because, I'm an idiot like that. And so we go into the house, and we hear this noise, and he goes and he opens up what is supposed to be, anyway, the basement. Knoll, Missouri, tornadoes, shit happens. Goes to open up the basement, peeks in, and goes, oh, no, and shuts it. There's a fucking cougar in the basement.
That is about Knoll, Missouri. That sounds right. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane.
Homeowner, and they were like, oh, his name is Patrick. It's fine. We just couldn't take care of him anymore, and so we left him whenever we left.
Give Patrick some news and he'll be cool.
Either. So I called Turpentine Creek and they came and got him, but I was like, you just left Patrick in the basement?
Who the fuck? This isn't a fucking, no, people, don't leave your house cats. Don't leave your pets. Don't leave a cougar
cougars in the basement.
In a basement. God. Holy shit.
Don't leave any of your animals, because as somebody who runs a reptile rescue, I've had to save many of animals and had to put down many of animals taken from houses and apartments that people just left there. So don't do that. That makes you an asshole. But for damn sure, don't leave a fucking cougar. A damn cougar in the basement.
You and Derek should write a book together called Adventures in Realty.
You know, Derek and I have been through a lot of weird shit, and I tell stories all the time, and people are like, "Are you fucking kidding?" And I'm like, "No."
Oh,
This has been our life.
Yeah, you guys have been the fuck through it, but have more skill than like your average couple. So I'm telling you guys, like,
I really do.
Like when she says like it's about the adventure, I'm like, they're prepared to renovate the place.
Yeah, we were prepared to take out walls and you know, it was just fun. I was like, why is there a fucking and you know, for Derek that was a breaking point, but for me I was like, well, once we get the cougar out, I'm sure it's fine.
Sure, it'll be okay. I'm sure it'll be all right.
And he's like, no, I don't think it is.
I can't believe these illegal pot farmers in Oregon are acting like Fremen and Dune, like they're straight stealing water.
This is the Hunger Games.
Yeah, this has become
with weed.
Yeah, it's like Mad Max shit up there, man. Like, what the hell?
And I love it. I'm kind of into it though.
Yeah. Real quick, Josephine County has also been hurt by illegal grows that have drained creeks and siphoned off groundwater. Josephine County Sheriff Dave Daniel believes there are hundreds of illegal operations in this county alone, one with 72,000 marijuana plants. And it was drawing water from the Illinois River. Now,
I mean, it's a public waterway.
But that's a lot of plant. Like,
that is a lot of plant.
Like, there's a reason in that coast in particular they regulate like the farming situation, and it's because of resources, like water in particular. You know, the main way that Northern California used to bust illegal grow ops was electricity usage on the lights, because that's how they bust indoor ops, because it takes a lot of electricity off the grid and it takes a lot of water off the grid.
Did you finish that sentence? A dying person who worked there was dropped off at a nearby village. Did you finish that? Is my brain blocking you out?
No, I don't think I read into that. Yeah. It was raided after a dying person who worked there was dropped off at a nearby village.
So what the fuck?
Well, here's the thing on these trim scenes, right? It's kind of like living in a Vice documentary. Where I was staying for a couple of months, there was no, like, the closest hospital was like a 30-minute drive away.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, like there was no ambulance, there was no, you could maybe get an air vac if someone had like a satellite phone. Like, wow. There's no like getting out of there. They fucking burned through it. Like burned through water, burned through electricity. They ran their operation on generators, so they were burning through gas. So again, like, think about, like, if you wanted to track an illegal operation, there's just, all you have to do is find out where all these resources are going, and boom, you found it. Like, why are there thousands of gallons of water going to your fucking place? And you know, a state's infrastructure or a county's infrastructure, they want that motherfucker to be on the city grid and help support the county. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a selfish thing to do. You know, America's kind of built on a taxation and kind of community aspect of it, you know.
Yeah, I guess what I was thinking whenever I first read the story, I didn't read it all the way through because I was like, oh no, I want to dissect this, you know, with Murk. And so when I was reading it, I was like, oh, because my fear is not necessarily the resources, because I didn't even think about that. My fear was none of these workers on these farms have state protections.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so who knows what the fuck is going on with these poor workers, what conditions they're living in, if they're getting lunch breaks, dinner breaks, you know, stuff like that. That was my fear. I was like, oh, fuck, these poor workers. I didn't even think about resources and the way it was going to impact the environment and the people around it.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. You know, and a lot, I didn't really realize that until I was out there and saw like a proper 1,000-pound operation. You know, like a farm that yields a solid 1,000 pounds a harvest, and how much it fucking takes to get that going. And you know, That's kind of the selfish thing about it too, is when it's an illegal op, they're going to sell it in the underworld. They're not going to pay taxes. They're not going to support the community. They're not going to stimulate their infrastructure in any way. They're going to let it go to a hellhole and keep it wild as fuck while stealing the resources to make their money. You know what I mean? Like, there's no give and take there. There's no being a part of the community when you're doing that. You're just literally, and it's dangerous to the environment too, because again, like, thousands of gallons pulled out of the Illinois.
That's wild. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's insane.
And the way they work these pumps, Arianthe, is it's just a fat straight hose into a pump blade. There's wildlife being killed. Like, it's destructive. It's a destructive practice.
Sad.
Yeah, it's a destructive practice, and that's why we set up, that's why we have things like, Oh, real quick from Christy, we got a $2 donation. Love the show. Thank you so much,
Aww.
Christy. Thank you so much, Christy. Hey, we're getting close. I'm not sure why my bar's being slow updating, but
I love Christy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hi, Christy.
Hey, we love you too. There it is. There. Now my notifications are showing up a little bit. Thank you for the super chat, lady. That's again, I just to bring it up, since Christy's donated, I want to do a merch giveaway. So we're doing a donation drive. Everybody who enters has bought a raffle ticket, and when we hit $50, I'm going to pull a name randomly out of the people who donated, and you guys are going to choose a piece of merch off the merch store, and we're going to buy it and order it for you. And try to get it to you before them holidays start, boy. Especially if you're international, you know what I mean? That's why it's just a small 50 bones, so you can get whatever you want out of the merch store, and we can afford to ship it to you. But yeah. Thank you so much, Christy. I'm
so excited to see.
Oh, another thing too, you got to think about with $5 from Az, Ride or Die. Boy, thank you, Az.
She is a Ride or Die. I love you guys.
Yeah, I love you guys. We got Az, we got Christy in the raffle now, boy. Put it in a hat. You know what I'm saying? See who does what. See who gets.
Put it in a bun.
Yeah, put it in a bun. But yeah, man, it's such a destructive practice, and you don't realize, because again, like, I was a hippie, so like I was like, well, fuck yeah, I'm ready to live in a Vice documentary, and you get out there and you kind of see what's happening. There's also, and if anybody's ever seen the film Murder Mountain is what it's called. If you've seen Murder Mountain, that's a situation where, like, there's so many SA situations and, big R, sexually explicit situations going on up there, because the way it works is you have these farmers, right? They're out there all year. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere. They probably don't have cell phone service. They definitely don't have internet to, keep them from being hella lonely. And then trim season comes around, harvest season comes around, and you have migrant kids come in. People of all ages, men and women. A lot of farms, especially illegal ones, they're going to really just make their trim scene out of young women because they're trying to get laid. They're lonely. They've been up there for a long time.
I hate that.
Yeah. This environment, it's dangerous for society in a way that, like, isn't necessarily apparent on a surface level, because the issue is marijuana, something we can all pretty much agree on should be fucking legal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the initial reaction is, let them grow their pot. That was mine, or it's like, well, let them grow their fucking pot. But then it's like, oh yeah, wait, they're fucking up rivers. They're fucking up waterways. They're shooting people who are, like, they're invading into national forest spaces where people are allowed to be and running them off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's detrimental. You can't be doing that.
Yeah. You have, and I've explained this before because I've seen this happen. You'll see these low-flying planes and people parachuting out of them into the national forests on the West Coast. Those are fucking like MS-13 or Los Zetas cartel people. They're popping into national forest space because someone went in there before, gave them the latitude and longitude of where they dropped a bunch of pot to grow outside wild. And they're showing up to gather that shit. Because if you go,
I will say, I've at least grown that smart about it. I was in a park in New Mexico, and we came across a whole bunch of pot, and I was like, hey, let's turn around. And Derek was like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, one of those things where it's like, we got to get the fuck
Yeah,
up
and I
out
had
of
my
here.
kids, so I was like, "Oh shit, let's go."
Yeah.
Because this belongs to someone. This is not natural, you know.
Yeah, this is so, well, another thing too, you know, these cartels, they'll booby trap national forest space. You know, could you
That's
imagine
really scary.
going on a hike with your kids and fucking fishing hooks end up in your fucking skin?
Yeah, that's really terrifying.
You know, it is an issue, and you know, this is why. Oh, thank you, Justin. Love you too, bud. Oh, you guys are the best. Shit, we're at $12. I don't know why my bar's not updating. I think I'll just have to black this out.
Stupid bar.
It's not taking into account super chats for some reason, I think, right now. I'll have to update it. But yeah, like the massive illegal farms are a fucking problem. And again, it's for me, it started with noticing that there's questionably aged girls, runaways. They're clearly runaways. Like one of the girls who was sleeping with a guy who ran a parcel next door was maybe 16. Like she drove baby mom and I into town one time, and she had like a fucking high school report card in the back seat.
Oh no.
Now she was lying about her age. You know what I'm saying?
Oh sure, but there's no vetting process. Is the scary part.
Yeah, there's no way to fucking know. Like, there's no way to fucking know if she's you know, lying or not. Now, me, I kind of figured she was full of shit, and like, you know, Aunt Sierra, we call her in the house. She was with us out there, and baby mama, and we all we saw the baby fat. You know what I mean? We're like, dude, she's maybe 16.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's terrifying.
She had fresh dreads and fresh looking tattoos. And was trying to, you know, if you were to talk about anything, she would say she's done it or been there, you know, she's, you know,
Yeah.
I heard her say 8 different ages in like the span of 2 weeks.
Kind of person.
Exactly. Or like, oh yeah, my grandpa used to, and I've been a ski instructor, and I've taught people how to box, and I used to be a stripper, and I used to be this and that. And it's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. So you get this like a certain type of impressionable young runaway girl that goes out there, and it's a fucking problem. A lot of them don't fucking come back. We found out there's fucking a lot of people that die up there.
That's really scary.
Yeah. And you know, with illegal operations, right? So you have to be off the grid. Here's a horror story I heard. A dear, dear friend of mine, a man who saved my life while I was out on the West Coast, at one point was implicated in a homicide. What happened was a guy had a pot farm. The trim scene opened up. He invited people in. One of the girls brought her boyfriend and immediately gave everyone a sketchy vibe, so they kick him out. And that dude comes back once everyone's asleep, and the dude's in his house by himself, knocks on the back door, puts a gun in his face and says, "I'm taking all of your shit." Kills him, makes the trim scene, help him bury him. And then he continues the harvest, leaves with the pot and the dude's motorcycle. And so they tried to, you know, they tried to fucking press charges against everybody who helped bury the body, but it was like they had a gun pointed at them. It's just a bunch of runaway hippies with no fucking weapons, and they're all pacifists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, these are all people who are going spread eagle for a tall boy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not looking to fucking get shot. And, you know, so that's just like one of the different kinds of crimes that can happen out there. That's just destructive and confusing and leads to a massive manhunt. That's, you know, where is the problem? The problem is the prohibition mentality and the people who, you know, we don't talk a lot about what happens after prohibition when people have profited off of prohibition.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when they built a complete, like a 100% profitable tax-free fucking industry off of stealing resources functionally.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem. I do see it there. Like, it should be a kind of a state of emergency in Oregon, I think, but it's like I never thought in my lifetime we'd actually see a county declare a state of emergency over this.
Yeah, I never thought so either. So whenever it popped up, I was like, huh.
But my suggestion is, if you're going to grow pot, do it legally. Do it on your city's water grid, so you're not depleting any natural resources. Don't take up natural forest space, because that's national forest space, because that's not yours. That's everyone's. And don't abuse people you hire to trim the weed. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's really scary. Because that was, like I said, that was where my brain immediately went to, was like, these people are not going to be state regulated. They're not going to be taken care of stateside.
Yeah. You have no like, it's literally, it's like living in a Vice documentary. Like, you live in a tent, you know, trim weed in the woods, like in a barn. Like, there's no.
It's really scary.
Yeah, and again, normally it's like the people who, like a real successful farm, they've opened up to friends, and anybody can come and kind of, if you know a friend of a friend, you can kind of get in the scene, and it's not as like weird. But those smaller operations, you'll see specifically like this kind of narrowed, like it's just impressionable young girls.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, like it's a fucking bummer. Like, but you know.
So now I have to wonder if we were to raid all of these kind of under the radar operations, how many missing girls would we find, or just missing people in general?
A lot. We would I think solve, well, I mean, a good chunk of the West Coast cases. I bet you in specific counties in Oregon too, you would just see probably honestly a bunch of the Midwest's missing persons cases will probably come to a close. You know what I mean? The ones that have no body to them.
Yeah.
Now, how many bodies will you find? A lot.
Yeah, well, that was my next question. How many bodies do you think there are? How many people do you think have died on said, like, operations?
Look, if we're to just account for accidents, if we're talking about a trim scene that pulls in, let's say every harvest season, they have about 150 people come and help them trim pot, right? Look, on average, one person is going to get seriously injured or die in that season. At least one person, right? So if you were a 10-year operation and you are illegal and you specifically don't want the ambulance out there, or you couldn't get a body back, or you are the kind of person who thought it would be quicker to just bury them and move on and let them be a missing person, there could be up to 10, 12, 20 bodies on some of these parcels, in my opinion.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a big one. As says in the chat, again, thank you for the super chat. As there's a Bigfoot doc on Hulu that essentially devolves into a pot farm conspiracy. Yeah, that's actually a really interesting documentary. I saw that too. I was like, Bigfoot, and then it ended with pot farms. I was like, what?
Is she talking about the same one? My allergies are so bad today. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Is she talking about the same one where Bigfoot killed those 3 people on the pot farm?
Yeah.
That's it. That was such a good documentary.
Yeah.
And Derek and I were glued to it. We were like, what the fuck? He kills people too?
It kept taking left turns. I was like, where am I now? Wait. And I took a weed nap, woke up and was like, wait.
I was waiting for it to turn into UFOs and just keep rolling.
Yeah, we found a Nazi weed farm. Like, what?
We found a Nazi weed farm where Bigfoot came. And he killed all the Nazis from, like, Brad Pitt and Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah. But, and it's, I guess the biggest, just kind of back to, my experience on ground in one, in an illegal pot farm. And that's, it's all the best people in the trim scene. You know what I mean? You really do make, there's fucking cool people. That lifestyle does attract, a demographic of really cool people. But there's also this, smaller demographic of people who are there to try to steal shit or fucking R somebody or SA somebody. And
yuck.
Yeah, that and it's harmful not only to the people in the community you've built while you're out there and you see it happen. It's it's gotta be a global issue at this point, because we're not the only country with fucking big illegal fucking grow ops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by the whole thing, because I guess whenever I think pot farm, I think of fucking kumbaya, because when I get really high, that's all I want. I just, I just want to hug you and tell you how beautiful your hair is.
Yeah.
And then I want to eat some Taco Bell and go to bed.
Yeah.
That's it, you know?
Well,
and so I guess I didn't think about like the process it took to get to Taco Bell and go to bed. And so thinking about it now and really putting into perspective, like how many people get hurt, or how many people die, or how many people are killed in the process of this happening, not to mention the resources that are fucked up, and the environment that's fucked up, kind of makes me feel really bad now.
Yeah. Big fucking time. Well, I mean, like, it did me. I had like the same kind of moment where I was like, fuck, I came out here because I'm a hippie like a lot of other people, and I wasn't the only person that had that realization. Like, I watched other people kind of, watch everything devolve in a way that they were like, I can't fucking do this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fucking do this.
I would be that person. I would be that person that's just like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, but it, again, like the connections you make, like there's such sweet people that are attracted to any pot scene that it's like, okay, fuck it. I'll, for them, I stay, you know what I mean? Like the farm I was on, there were just people that like shout out Adam and Maddie,
shout out Adam and Maddie. I don't know who they are, but shout out.
Yes, they are running, I don't want to I don't want to say the wrong numbers for the radio station, but they're running Bentonville Public Radio, KOBV right now, or they at least have a show on it on KOBV.
Aww.
Yeah.
You've talked about them before. That's why I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Adam and Maddie are, some people that saved my fucking life, and I'll always love them forever. And I met them in a situation like that. Or I didn't meet them in a situation like that. I knew Adam like a good chunk of my life, and we bumped into each other on that farm. And just again, like there's connections you make. There's good people. There's humans behind it sometimes with genuine good intentions, and you don't realize that maybe like those people don't realize they're working for one guy who has tricked everybody into fucking stealing resources.
Feels like a cult.
It is. It is a cult around pot. You know what I mean? Around pot and money. It's like it's a very it's a weird business too. Like. You turn in all the weed, they run off, they sell it, they come back. Yeah, everyone gets paid.
It feels very Jonestown-y.
Yeah, you live out in the woods in tents for months. I mean, and you don't go into town but maybe once a week if you can afford it. If not, you just kind of stock the fuck up on crackers and peanut butter and just fucking get stoned and trim weed, hang out. It's a peaceful life. You're living like a koala bear for fucking months,
I already live my life like a koala bear.
Yeah, it's doctor's orders for me. Like, hey, bitch, walk slow.
I'm already like, let's go sleep in a tree out in the middle of nowhere and just be.
Exactly. There's okay. Let's hop from pot farms real quick. We'll probably end up back on pot farms. I love talking about my experience on it in particular.
I'm very interested, and I love that you have the experience because I need the knowledge.
It's weird. It's one of those things that, like, unless you're feet on the ground or you're a cop that it's your problem, you don't necessarily see, like, the dead fish and the dead fucking wildlife and the obstructed deer migration patterns and the, you know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds of shit that gets fucked up when you pop an illegal grow up in the middle of the woods. Like, especially if it's a big one. I'm talking about the big ones that take thousands of gallons of water. People also just don't realize how much water it takes to feed that much pot in the middle of fucking grow season. You know what I mean? Like, in the middle of fucking grow season. Like, that shit takes quite a bit of water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, it's so fucking humid here that you could almost leave things alone and they'll just grow themselves.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine, on the coast like that.
Norway.
Trying to get fresh water,
Exactly. Norway officials, bow and arrow attack appears to be an act of terror. What did you send me, Arianthe?
Okay, so this man in Oslo attacked people with a bow and arrow, and he killed 5 people.
But
And this came across my shit last night, and I was like, what the okay. It's not funny. It's not funny. But I'm just like, it's not every day that you read the headline, bow and arrow attack.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's kind of, it might fucking gotta be, Do you remember the guy who was?
I
you
have
remember
no
the series?
choice but to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I felt the same way about the crossbow serial killer in the UK, where it's like, I'm trying not to laugh at this true crime, but this dude's using a crossbow.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, none of it's funny. None of it's funny.
It's like,
but,
is this?
It's not every day that you come across bow and arrow attack.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me.
It's kind of proof positive that if you want that fucking projectile means of killing somebody, you're gonna find it. Prohibition of guns don't make the most sense to me. I mean, did it maybe add 20 minutes to this guy killing somebody? Probably, but...
but he still killed 5 people.
With a bow in it, like he's fucking Legolas. What the fuck? Like...
oh no.
Yeah, sorry. I got it. This one's just weird. I gotta loosen up a little bit on it because, like, I'm gonna read the article. See if it if it maybe takes me out of this spicy mood. Hold on.
It's just Errol Flynn. What the fuck?
Yeah, the fuck. A Danish man suspected of killing 5 people with a bow and arrow and possibly other weapons while randomly shooting at strangers in a small Norwegian town appears to have committed an act of terrorism, authorities in Norway said Thursday. The Wednesday night attack at a supermarket and other locations in downtown Kongsberg, a town of about 26,000 residents not far from Norway's capital, left the country stunned as police released some details, including that officers made contact with the 37-year-old suspect, but he initially escaped. That didn't change my mood at all. How do you get away?
He initially escaped.
The fuck? And then here's
with a bow and arrow.
Here's a quote. From what we know now, it is reasonably clear that some, probably everyone, was killed after the police were in contact with the perpetrator. Regional Police Chief Ollie B. Savrud, we might need to get Rins in there to read some of these names.
Yeah.
Said Thursday, the victims were 4 women and 1 man between the ages of 50 and 70. 3 other people were injured, police said. Mass killings are rare in low crime Norway, and the attack immediately drew comparisons to the county's worst peacetime slaughter a decade ago, when a right-wing domestic extremist killed 77 people with a bomb, a rifle, and a pistol. People have experienced that their safe local environment suddenly became a dangerous place, Norwegian King Harald V said Thursday. It shakes us all when horrible things happen near us, when you least expect it, in the middle of everyday life on the open street.
That's wild.
Damn.
Isn't that wild? That's why I sent it to you, because I was like, this is fucking wild.
Yeah. According to police, the suspect in Wednesday's attack walked around downtown Kongsberg shooting arrows. Police were alerted to the attack around 6:15 p.m. and arrested the suspect about 30 minutes later. Regional prosecutor Anne Erin Svein Matheson told the Associated Press that after the man's arrest, he clearly described what he had done. He admitted killing the 5 people. Norway's domestic security agency, known by its acronym PST, cited various aspects of the attack to explain its belief that the suspect's actions currently appear to be an act of terrorism. So does that imply like political or religious motivation?
I'm not sure, but that's kind of what I was wondering here, is like, what classified it as an act of terror?
Yeah. Attacks on random people in public places are a recurring modus operandi amongst extremist Islamists. Islamists. That's hard. Say that 3 times fucking fast. Extremist Islamists. Makes me want to say, Extremist pajamas. It's hard to fucking say. Carrying out terror in the West, the agency said. The most probable scenario for such an attack in Norway is an attack carried out by one or a few perpetrators with simple weapon types against target with few or no security measures. The investigation will clarify in more detail what the incidents were motivated by, PST said in a statement. I want to know motive. Yeah, is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it this issue with extremism we have in the world right now? Is that, you know, is it religious? Because I mean, this article, AP's kind of making it out like it's a religious extremism in Norway, which that happens in European countries. Did you know there's a bunch of UK defectors that join like ISIS and the Taliban?
Yes, I did know that.
Just like white British incels that are like, well, I'm gonna go get a child bride.
Yeah, I did know that. That's very strange to me. Yeah. I don't find Norway in the news like this very often.
Almost never.
I always associate Norway with like Mayhem.
Well, Harold
the metal band.
Yeah, Harold V doesn't have to do shit. This is his first statement in how long?
Yeah.
I follow specifically monarchical structures, and you almost never hear from old Harold V.
Yeah, you never really hear a whole lot of super negative stuff come out of Norway. No. And like I said, the only thing I associate Norway with is like incredible churches that were built in a very beautiful Gothic style, really beautiful mountain ranges, and Mayhem.
And Mayhem. The band Mayhem, yeah.
Yeah, the band Mayhem.
Black metal. Have I played?
Norwegian black metal.
Have I played for you any of Special Guest in Mine's our black metal?
No, but I'm into it.
Do you want to?
I know people hear me and they're like, "You like black metal?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Fuck yes, I do. Yes. Look, it's one of those genres that like, our dear friend, my little god brother, Braxton, annoyed me with endlessly. I won't lie.
It's all his fault. Like, it's all his fault
it's
that I
his fault.
Started to like black metal because he'd be like, "Hey, do you want to listen to this?" And then he just started to kind of remind me of the lead singer of Mayhem. And so I told him that one day, and he's like, "That is the best compliment ever." And I was like, "Good." Because I heard he was kind of a dick. Man, I really hope we can maybe get him in the Discord or on the show sometime soon. I'd love to make music with him again. I'd love for him to maybe hear some of this black metal I've made with a special guest. Let me put on something real quick. I got it screen shared if you want to try to hear some blast beats. Again, I brought these songs. I want to play them on the show because I've brought them up on the show before, and I own the copy. I haven't released it officially yet, so the video shouldn't get pulled or anything. Kind of yours anyway. I like the imagery though.
Oh yeah. So I did all of the collage work myself and Steph. This is just.
I do really love it. Congratulations, it's beautiful.
It's me. All right. This shit right here. Fast metal record. Let me turn down let me pause the beats. So as you can see, very fast, and
I really love it.
Metal.
I really love it. I'm not gonna lie.
I really put Special Guest to the test. Again, the prompt was like, give us just a few blast beats. Like, how about what he'd say every time? What you need to do is make me some blast beats. And I was like, all right. And he showed up, and I have 3 albums of this kind of drumming.
Oh, I love it.
Just laid down, like, done. Composed, done, tracked, guitar time. He was like, the fuck?
I love it. It's the best. I love it.
I want to go run now, says John Jeff. But yeah, it's
yeah.
The concept too is I'd asked Facebook, I said, is it okay to make a kosher black metal band? I'm Hebrew. Like, is it okay to make a black metal band? And
Yeah.
and you might know him too, Todd a Bentonville townie, commented. He said, not only should you do that, you should name it Para Aduma, after like the fully red calf that symbolizes the coming of the Messiah and the end times.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. So I technically got a black metal band, a Hebrew black metal band called Para Aduma. Yeah.
I never am surprised by anything that you do anymore.
I got a lot of artistic projects that have gone out there. That's for sure.
I love when I come to you with stuff. I'm like, have you heard this? And you're like, bitch, I made that. And I'm like, oh shit.
That's mine. I was there for that.
I own the copyright. Do you want to use it in something?
Some of my favorite shit is like, there's still the occasional person who will bring up like moments I really loved in the band Where's Lawrence. Like they'll either bring up lyrics or they'll bring up like a show they saw, like when I'm back home, and it's like, oh, fuck. Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, I was functionally an Arcade Fire clone for a long time. Yeah, so you maybe seen Baby Me on PBS or something, or definitely heard stuff I've done. But
it's
again,
so strange to think of you on PBS.
Yeah, I fucking love
My kids
PBS
watch
too.
PBS.
I'm a big PBS advocate. They used we sold a song. One of the first experiences I had with like selling music or like aggregating a deal was, I'm pretty sure, Where's Lawrence, like Brian let the rights go to one of the songs to PBS to be used in like documentaries and shit.
See, when my kids watch PBS, all they watch is like Dinosaur Train, and so I'm imagining, like Gardy said, Murk of Chaos. All I'm imagining is, stay tuned. After Dinosaur Train, we have Murk of Chaos.
Oh man, fucking listen to this special guest fucking like rotating guitar part where he just sounds like a goddamn garbage disposal. Like I'm torturing him.
I love it though.
Like the amount of breaks we'd have to take, and just I could see his upper arm, like his forearm throbbing. Keep in mind, we had made like really chill music until this. I was like, hadn't done metal in like 10 years, and was like, fuck it. Drums.
Here you go. Now keep up.
Yeah. You asked for it. But it's a hellish record. I love making.
I really love it.
I love making death metal. But on this YouTube page here, I'll shoot you the link. I've got like 3 different 10-minute plus like kind of faster metal things. Special guest and I, with our band Changer Haranga, we did a song with Esben Willems of Monolord. That's on here. Mm-hmm. So like when COVID first popped off, he released some drum tracks. And so we've got some like doom metal.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's so funny too, because people always look at me and they're like, you listen to metal? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of exclusively what I listen to. But I also really love, and I don't know if you've ever heard it, Alcest. It's a French like goth band.
Yeah.
They're so good. I love Alcest.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Oh, thank you, Harleen. All the love in the world. Another $5 in super chat from Harleen. Guys, we might hit that goal today. Open that chat up and have a merch giveaway, gang. So far we've got Christy, and Harleen in the running. You guys are going to be entered into the raffle to get a free piece of merch. So I'll reach out to you guys.
Don't forget Justin.
And Justin. Justin's actually top on my list already. Hold on. Yeah. No, you're at the top.
I love all of you guys. So John Jett asked a question, and I'm kind of curious. What's on your playlist?
Ooh, me? Who?
Yeah.
What's on my playlist right now?
Yeah, like what do you listen to on the daily
What am I jamming right now? Well, before I do the show, I have a few different songs I like to listen to. I like to start if I know I'm going to be streaming for 8 hours in the day, like if that's my plan, I jam like the spirit of radio. You know what I mean? Like I do the morning radio DJ's prayer. You know what I mean? The Spirit of Radio by Rush. But I've been listening to a lot of like Toby Yungwe, the last Queen Herbie record, Lux has been digging on that new Halsey record, which I gotta say is pretty fucking good. Like, that's a pretty solid record.
Yeah.
But that's I've kind of dipped out of the heavier music. I guess if anything that's like guitar centric, I've been listening to like a lot of Zappa, and trying to gear up to really flex my lead guitar skills, because I want to make something. I want to make the next Murk record a little closer to a Zappa record. So I'm listening to a lot of Zappa.
I'm very interested.
Yeah, I'm gonna really go all out with the compositions. Like, some of the stuff I've been doing isn't as placid or kind of linear as like the Murk, as most of the Murk records. I'm gonna start experimenting. I'm gonna start really fucking with people with time signature, and I've, like, for instance, like one song I'm tracking right now, I'm specifically fucking with the conductor of the band. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking with the conductor. Like, you can't, like, to classically conduct the piece I'm working on right now, you got to be like fucking on it. It's almost like a sheet music version of making a writer for a show that has like only green M&Ms in the fucking in the green room, right?
Yeah.
And that's because, like, the reason they do that is to ensure that everybody's staying on top of their game. Like, when you have pyrotechnics and shit, you want to make sure they're following your fucking instructions to the letter. And so, like, the Rolling Stones, they have certain things that sound fucking crazy, but they're not going on if that shit's not in their green room. Because for them, that's basically the crew saying, we don't care, you might die. Like, And so I kind of, I don't know, I had that thought in my mind, hearing kind of Lux deal with like the back end of entertainment, like coordination, right? And hearing some of the shit that agents send in emails. I thought, well, what's a way to ensure your composition is performed perfectly? Fuck with the conductor. You know what I mean? Like, fuck with the person who's having to keep the time for everybody.
Yeah.
So I have a song that's, while it might sound fairly fluid from the outside, if you were to look at the sheet music, it's like, why did he do this? Why did you do this? Well, I'm fucking with the person. I'm fucking with one person in this orchestra. It's the conductor. It's like, I'm fucking with you.
I always find it really funny when they're like, I only want green M&Ms. But there comes a point where it's like, I want green M&Ms. There needs to be this many essential oils. I need all the red grapes and the green grapes, and they all have to be separated into glass bowls that are made from. That's where I'm like, you're just an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, Justin in the chat, you heard your name because you're in the raffle, baby. You donated, so you're in the raffle. Az is in the raffle. Christy's in the raffle. Az says she was in an industrial band when she was younger.
But does she have any recordings? Because now I'm really into it and I want to hear it so badly. Whoa, John!
Hey, if we got a $20 super chat from John Jett, it says, hair character sliding on the floor on his knees saying, "Go!"
Is that how it relayed to you?
That's how it relayed to me. Did we just hit that fucking goal?
That's awesome.
We might have hit the goal. Let me count it up here. Let's see. That's 15, 16, 17, plus 20. We're at 37. We're close. Yeah. Let's see, what was that? I was in a couple of industrials. I can try to track them down. Absolutely, I'd love to hear your industrial music. We're doing the series The Tattered Map with special guest, and special guest is going to take us all the way up to industry conspiracies, all the way up into Al Jorgensen. Like, we're going right up into industrial music. Like, I want to hear your industrial music. I want to see if you can get a hold of maybe whoever holds the rights. If you hold the rights, I want to play it on the show if you're down. I want to talk to you about it. I want to talk to you about your experience in the industrial music scene, because I'm 30. I was a baby when that popped off. I don't the scene I was a part of, we called it scene, and I combed my hair over and looked like a girl. So
he really did.
Yeah. And so I want to know.
I looked like a raccoon.
Hey, one of many that did. And but I want to know specifically what it was like to be in that scene. Like, that's something that I talk about with special guests endlessly, like what it was like back then to be in that.
I always was super jealous of those that were in that scene because that's where I wanted to be, you know?
Yeah.
Could we put it in echo chamber? Oh, I just really want to listen to music.
Yeah. You know, I'm still bringing back a musical program. I was about to
Justin knows what's up. All the girl pants.
all the girl pants. All of them. Justin and I rolling around together looking like that. Boy, I'm telling you.
Wearing my pants.
Yeah, Justin and I go way the fuck back. Damn straight. Damn straight.
Justin had a booty that could fit into my pants. And so it was pre-stretched out for it. Yeah, everybody wore girl pants except for girls.
Yeah. So, Az says I had talked to her ex-husband, but I can probably get a copy. Oh, right on.
Shit. Yeah. Well, if you have to do that and it would suck, then don't do that.
Yeah, I don't want to put you in a weird position. I understand how that can go.
But if it wouldn't suck and you could swindle a copy of that, I will love you.
Yeah.
I already love you, but I will love you harder.
But now the journalist in me, Az, I gotta know, like, I gotta at some point, even if it's just in DM between the two of us, I gotta know the story about this industrial Fleetwood Mac you were in. There's divorce, there's marriage, there's a married couple involved, it's an industrial. This sounds fucking like a whole movie.
Got real wild.
And I'm fucking into it. That's a true story. Yeah. We walk around like some but I'm pretty sure we've all met Sonny Moore, right? Like when he played the music hall. Like, was that shit weird for y'all when he became Skrillex?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, shit.
You ever see somebody on TV and you're like, I swear I watched them once.
Yeah. Oh, Harleen put another $5. How close are we now? Let me count. Holy shit. Thank you.
$42, I think, is what we're at now, right?
You trying to load the ballots, Harleen? I'm kidding. I'm trying. She trying to get that shirt, boy, or whatever you want from the merch store. Let's see. Through another. It hasn't updated me, but I can go ahead and there we go.
Nobody clip that. Nobody clip I'll love you harder. Nobody clip it.
Now I gotta get a calculator out, gang. Hold on. I can't math this morning. Don't tell my rabbi. Be like, calculator? What are you? How old?
Isn't it 42?
I would say 30.
Am I not mathing correctly? Isn't it 42?
We're under that because we were at 37. She just added 5 and I can't math.
That's 42.
Oh, we've made 42. So wait, no, how much we at? So we're almost fucking there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh shit, yeah, thank you, Arianthe.
We're just $8 away from our goal.
$8 away from the goal. We open that bitch up. I'm gonna draw a name, buy the swing shift, and we're gonna get together and figure out what you want from that merch store. And get that shit fucking ordered. Don't clip that, says the kid.
Don't clip it.
Nope, just trying to get that goal. Oh, I love you. I love you, Harleen. It means the world. And again, I'm excited for this, for a raffle. This is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to have a situation, when I've been in bands where it's like we can, like I've popped up a digital merch store for a lot of different reasons with a lot less people in it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And been able to facilitate a giveaway, but not particularly financially able to right now. So the fact that doing it this way, where we can just kind of spur and start off the fucking, and I kind of know if you guys want merch or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bro Step says Gardy. Sorry, I had to bring up Sonny Moore again. I still couldn't believe when Skrillex happened. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? The dude from first to last is a fucking famous DJ now? Right. You're fucking winding me up.
Oh, Tractor.
Oh, here's your damn $8, says Tractor. Oh, fucking, we did it. All right, we fucking
did
there.
It. High five, fam.
All right. God damn. High five. Okay. Okay, gang.
You guys did it. It's not us.
Yeah.
We're just here talking shit.
The Discord will be open. Well, then I guess what should we do? Should we pop down into the on-air chat, or should we pop down into the lounge maybe?
Yeah, I'm into it. Let's go.
All right. I'm gonna. You know what? Again, they hit the goal. Let's hop into the lounge. I'm pretty sure we've got it set up. Hey, Sparks is back. Just popping by. Damn straight. Welcome, Sparks. All right, I'm going to pop down into the lounge. I'll see you in just a second, Anthony. All right. Well, we've done it. Gang, let me pull this text down. You don't have to super chat to chime in. We're not trying to stimulate the merch giveaway anymore. We now have our names locked in. It's Justin, Christy, Harleen. Hold on, I got it written down. As. That's it. Tractor. Boom. Hold on, I gotta add Tractor. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a pen. I'm gonna put the beats back on. It's on. I am going to, while I'm away from the fucking console, I'm gonna deafen Discord real quick. I'll be right back.
Yep, good idea.
Yeah, thank you. And we're back.
Murk.
Yes.
That pillow on your couch.
Yes.
Is that Betty White?
Hell yeah, it is. And it's a gold. Hold up.
Hey, Gardy donated $8. He's a hold up.
Not just a Betty White pillow. Shit changes color.
Oh.
You can make
it's a special pillow.
Yeah, you can give Betty White a gold mustache.
I love it.
Yeah, it's sick. Bam. I fucking love it. Give her gold brows and shit. Nah, sometimes I'll get bored and just do up Betty White. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's incredible. Did you see that Gardy donated $8?
Gardy, thank you so much. Well, damn, okay, you're in the list too. Shit, you're in the raffle, baby.
Yes.
You're in the raffle. All right, hold on. I'm going to put them down on motherfucking paper so I can make little pieces of paper and we can draw them out of something.
Betty White did not make it back to the couch.
Yeah. I'll fix her in a bit.
So I have a randomizer. I can put the names in and we can draw them out.
You do? That'd be fucking hella convenient. I
used to do giveaways a lot on my Twitch channel.
Oh shit, let's do it if you're down.
That I don't use nearly enough anymore.
Yeah. Sean says in the chat, this morning I felt someone kissing my cheek. Man, I thought I was going to get lucky, opened my eyes to my wife and realized it was a female pit bull. Damn.
I mean, that is lucky because I'm sure your puppo is super cute.
I wake up to Lugs's cat licking my forehead all the time. And yeah, I think I'm getting sweet forehead kisses. I'm not.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm getting groomed by a fucking cat.
That's funny.
Oh my god. But no, hell yes. I'm excited. Should we keep the potential openings if people want to enter the raffle open for a while, I say we close the sucker down and get a randomizer going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because again, that's like my guys, it's just been a dream of mine. Something I want to do is to be able to facilitate merch giveaways. But now you guys have facilitated merch giveaways, and it means the fucking world to me.
Okay, so I have Basil, Gardy, Az, Justin, Harleen, Christy. Anyone else?
I believe that's it so far.
All right, I'm ready to hit random anytime you want.
Ooh, let's let it simmer for a minute.
All right. Let's make sure everyone is still in here.
Yeah. If not, we'll make hella announcements. I mean, we're gonna make hella announcements too. Like,
yeah,
you know, with the winner. And again, I hope first of many. I hope it gets to the point I can, you know, keep doing raffles and shit.
This should be a weekly thing. We should do this weekly.
Yeah, if not, maybe monthly, because that's how things pay out on this end. So I could use, you know, again, just ad revenue to buy the merch, to give the merch away, to, you know what I mean, keep people hopping in the raffle.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, $4.99 from Sparks, pair character lifting some weights, saying "keep it up."
Aww.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you, Sparks. So Sparks, throw Sparks on there if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
In the randomizer. Again, if you super chat or donate today, you enter a raffle until I close it. I'm keeping it open for a little bit. Sparks inspired me. I say on the swing shift today we do the full pull. Well, you might have to be gone by then. We'll do it by the end of this stream.
Yeah, I got Mama's stuff to do, but I can always come back for the night shift and hit random if you want.
Ooh.
Sure. That way everybody has all day to donate and get their name in.
I'm bad at logistical decisions. What does everybody think?
Or we could give it a week.
I want to do it soon because I'm excited.
Yeah. You're like me. You're like, I got you a Christmas present and I'm going to give it to you right now.
Exactly. I'm like, no, wait. Somebody gets to choose out of the merch store.
Why don't we do it at the end of this session?
I like that.
Yeah.
Do it here in a couple of hours. You got 2 more hours to enter the raffle.
I like it.
Minimum of $1 in the super chat. You enter the raffle. Get whatever the fucks you want out of the merch store. We've hit our we've now bounced over the goal. So, no matter where you are, I should be able to ship that shit to you.
Absolutely.
With the money from the donation drive, which was the goal, bitches. Thank you so much. God damn. Weed farms. Now that we're in the lounge, Harleen, Justin, anything on any of the topics we've touched on today that you guys maybe want?
I'm very interested. Weed farms, or Dana, or bow and arrow terrorists.
In fucking Norway.
In Norway, or black metal. Tell me about it.
Or black metal. That's right. We yeah. Oh yeah, you guys are my black metal. I already forgot that I did that.
I'm technically
you're
bored,
sparking
so I
up.
can only
That's
pop
cool.
in sometimes.
What was that, Justin? Sorry. What was that? Huh?
I'm technically at work.
Oh, word. Hey.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested.
Yeah.
I will say, kind of in relation to the thing in Norway, you should look up the Narwhal Night.
Oh.
What?
Like Knigget night?
I think so.
Knigget.
I might be spelling it wrong. See.
That's my favorite
Narwhal?
thing in the world right now.
Yeah.
Knigget night? Or like night.
It was real to me. Right,
It was probably one of my favorite scenes in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Knigget. Oh my gosh, it cracked me up. I love. Did you guys see the documentary about a homeboy that was in Monty Python?
No.
it's what's his name that passed away, I think first in the crew, but he was also bisexual. And the way that this documentary, it occasionally goes in and out of animation in a really cool way. They do this almost like Fritz the Cat era animation sometimes. And, they're talking about some of the parties he went to. He used to go to like those Hollywood vampires parties with like Harry Nilsson and Alice Cooper and fucking John Lennon for a week. And
Really?
Elton John. Yeah. And so there was like, I don't know, there's a hella interesting story behind Monty Python that's fucking interesting as shit. What's the name of that documentary? Let me find it.
I have the book that's it's like a autobiography by the Pythons.
Yes, it's see, you'll probably hear a lot of these stories from this film. It came from like that book.
I know the book is called Pythons by the Pythons or something.
Yes, and I know they have like an Almost the Truth documentary, but that's not. There's a different one. I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah, Sparks. Eric Idle. Was it Eric Idle that you're talking about, Murk?
No, it's not Eric Idle. Eric Idle's still with us. As far as I know. Let me go to actors and get his name because I forget his name. Don't think it was Michael. It might have been Julian. Let me get the rest of the cat. Get out of here, pop-ups. Maybe later, Bing. I don't know. It wasn't Terry Gilliam for sure. So I'm pretty sure it was Julian Doyle. No, he was the effects guy. Maybe it was Michael. Let me just try to remember who the documentary was about. No, he's still fucking with us too. Actor doc. Did Eric Idle pass away?
I just posted a link to what I was talking about in the voice chat text channel.
Oh, fuck yeah. What's his name? I know it wasn't Terry Jones, it wasn't Eric Idle, and it wasn't John Cleese. So it was, what's his name? What's his name? That died fairly young. I want to say he didn't make it out of the 90s, but one of the best goddamn documentaries I'd ever seen. I'll figure the name out of it and put it in the Discord or something. But damn it. Damn it. Hey, I do have another story from you though, Arianthe.
You have several, yeah.
Yeah. Supreme Court conservatives appear ready to endorse death sentence for Boston Marathon bomber.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Let's see. Let me read into this a little bit. 8 years after the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing, which led to the deaths of 3 spectators and a police officer, the Supreme Court seemed ready Wednesday to reinstate the death sentence of insert name. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Jahar Tsarnaev. Jahar.
Jahar. Okay, I can do that. I can do Jahar. Oh, DZH. Okay, so okay, gotcha. One of the 2 brothers involved in the attack. The justices appeared to be divided among familiar ideological lines. However, as they considered a federal appeals court decision that had wiped away the sentence, citing errors made by the district court concerning the admissibility of a piece of evidence. Conservatives on the bench suggested that the evidence was unreliable and should not have been presented to the jury, but the 3 liberal justices said it pertained to the heart of Tsarnaev's argument, that he should not receive the death penalty because it was his brother who took the lead in executing the bombing. Okay, so that's what this is about. This is a death penalty plea. Okay, gotcha. That's crazy that the conservatives are ready to endorse the death penalty, but that kind of makes sense. Oh, add Monica to the raffle real quick.
Yes.
Shiba Dog with sparkles in his eyes saying, "My hero." Oh, thank you, Monica. Let's see here. I lost my place. Sarnev was convicted in 2015 in the deaths of Christine Campbell, Martin Richard, and Lingxi Liu, right? Lingxi Liu? I believe that's how you would pronounce it.
Yeah.
At the Marathon and Massachusetts Institute of Technology police officer Sean Collier several days later, among other charges. Oh, so they also caught fleeing. And wasn't this the situation where they, one of them ended up like under a boat and we caught him on fucking like we saw that happen on infrared, like them actually getting busted. I thought that was this situation. Hundreds were injured after Sarnev and his brother Tamerlan set off 2 shrapnel bombs near the finish line, leaving the sidewalks strewn with BBs, nails, metal scraps, and glass fragments. Tamerlan Sarnev would later die in a gunfight with police. Jakar Sarnev is being held in federal prison in Florence, Colorado, after a guilty verdict and a jury recommendation of death. In July 2020, a federal appeals court said that Dzhokhar Sarnev would remain in prison for the rest of his life for unspeakably brutal acts, but that he should be given a new penalty phase trial, citing issues concerning juror selection and pre-trial publicity, as well as the exclusion of evidence that may have helped his case. Okay, so in his initial ruling, the judge fucking said like, hey, we might have to open this shit back up.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the Boston Marathon bomber's little brother who was complicit in the act? You know what I mean?
This one hits hard for me because Jahar and I actually have mutual friends.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, we were associates.
Oh shit. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so this one hits me a little hard. This one I'm like, oh fuck, you know? I always used to stand really firm against the death penalty because to me it didn't make sense to kill somebody to tell someone that killing somebody was not okay.
Yeah.
And there's no amount of, you know, if say we put him to death, right? It's not going to make anyone feel better, you know? It's not going to make anyone hurt less.
It's not going to bring anyone back.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And so I think up until this point, I was I was very much so hard against the death penalty. And this moment right here, when I got a phone call from one of my friends, and he's like, you know, it was Jahar did it. And I was like, what the fuck? That I stood really firmly on the death penalty. But this one made me question everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in this moment, I had a child that was almost the same age as a child that died in this. And I couldn't help but put myself in the mom position, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's got to be tough being torn between friend and mother.
Yeah. Yeah. And so looking at it from a mother's standpoint, I want to kick him in the teeth.
Yeah, put your whole hand in that mouth.
Yeah, even if he was just simply complicit, which has been the story that has been told the entire time. There is some stuff.
You could have prevented it. You could have stopped it.
Exactly. But then I think about myself at 19 years old, and would I have, or would I have been terrified?
Well, you know, me at 19, I was probably swept up in an ideological belief I no longer hold, for sure. And that's another thing that kind of sucks about this, is like 19 is so fucking young, honestly.
Yeah, it really is.
Your brain still hasn't finished developing until you're into your 20s.
Exactly.
Yeah, well into your 20s. And so this one was a little difficult for me because his brother Tamerlan, and if you know anybody that knew Tamerlan, they just called him Tim. He was suspected of being involved in a homicide that happened over drugs. And so if that was the case, and I'm not saying it is, then Jahar knew that his brother was capable of murdering. And I don't know how I would have reacted, and I don't know how he should have reacted, or what happened, because I wasn't there, you know, obviously. But if that is the situation, I would have been fucking terrified.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have been, no, it's so hard to say, because in my teens, it was pretty easy for me to get radicalized and grab a fucking pitchfork over something.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I couldn't imagine being from a culture where like this is their form of that. You know, we've talked on the show before about like different ethnic groups form of how they express violence, and you know, it is true that we all express violence in a different way. You know, white people do it in a particularly horrific way. You know, the Asian world, we talked about how they do it. You know what I mean? When it comes to just the genetic familiarity that happens with tribalism, you know, like everybody will get together and they all sharpen sharpen their pitchforks and light torches the same as everybody else, but everybody does it a little differently, right? And you know, in the Islamic world, you did see in the last 20 years in particular this spike in radicalism, this spike in extremism, this new orthodoxy show up that's incredibly restrictive and but it has a lot of substance to it that people like him, an impressionable young person, can latch onto and be kind of washed over by. You know what I mean? So now he's following an ideology that he might think is right. Again, his world at home and his heart and the genetic familiarity that the brain starts kicking in. Hey, my tribe is doing this. I probably should do it with them.
Yeah, and people like to, jump on this ship of, well, he was foreign, and, well, he was, he was this, he was that. No, Jahar had been here a long time. He was just as much American as anybody else.
Yeah, westernized to the fucking full degree.
Absolutely.
And I think it's an issue we see here in America, how, again, it's kind of it is a melting pot country, so we see our different demographics express their violent natures in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I do kind of, I definitely, just my 2 cents, I don't think Jahar deserves the death penalty. He's just too fucking young.
It's a very young age to go, this was well thought out, well planned, well conducted by this 19-year-old kid, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
Do I think he should ever come out of prison? Maybe not.
No, hell no. Life in prison for sure. Life in prison for sure.
Consequence culture, man.
Yeah,
You
consequences.
still played your part in it, and you're an adult, and at some point you had to have, thought about this not being okay.
Yeah.
And so, do I think he should leave prison? No. No,
Yeah.
I don't. Do I think he deserves the death penalty?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
No. Yeah. It's like one of those things where it's like, it's so up in the air, but I genuinely don't think he's forfeited his right to a life in jail for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I'd like a world again where maybe this Jahar can genuinely contemplate and realize what the fuck he's done, like how horrific his actions are. You know
Boy,
what I
give
mean?
me 10 minutes with him, and I promise you he'll fucking regret it. Which I think there is a lot of remorse here. He did get a chance to speak in court, and he said, he owned it. He was like, yeah, I did it, and it was fucked up, and I'm really sorry, and there's nothing I can say that makes it any better, So, I mean, he was at least responsible enough to say that he was responsible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is there's something in there that makes him go, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Which is something you don't see in a lot of people. Whenever they commit acts to a magnitude like this, you don't see a lot of remorse in them, but there was a little bit.
Genuinely how it would read that maybe there's also evidence that, he literally grabbed a bag and took it was his involvement. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like maybe there's evidence that it seems like there's obviously something for a court case in his defense that they left out because of the speed and publicity, like they said, but like,
Yeah, and they have been very, very back and forth on the death penalty. It got taken away and then reinstated, and then taken away, and now they're deliberating it again. Sparks, I did want to mention this. They did not have good lives. They came here. They were very poor. Their parents worked really hard. Mom got in trouble with the law. She went back to Russia. Dad wasn't far behind, so he initially was left here with his brother, his older brother, to raise him. They were on welfare. They were in poor housing. He fought his way into college. He was a smart kid. He did good in high school. He got into college, and And his brother, yeah, he was pissed that he couldn't box in the Olympics, but I don't think this is why this happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be angry about something and not go and blow up a bunch of
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately,
Fair
you know,
point. Yeah.
Tamerlane's dad will never know why he decided to go down this path. And really the key to the answer to that is in Jahar, and no one wants to let him speak. And at this point, everybody's like, shut the fuck up and sit down, we'll take care of it. But he has switched defense teams several times. There have been a few different defense teams that were just like, we don't know, and then left.
Oh.
And he was like, all right.
Man. I really do wonder the details of it. I want to hear his side of the story for sure. Yeah, it's weird that there's never been like a big public interview with him from jail.
Put him on fucking Dateline. Let's put him on 2020. Let him tell his story. Will he?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, thank you, Harleen.
Will it be the truth?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Even if it's a lie, I feel like it's important that his side is shared. You know what I mean? Like, even if he's lying. Because here's the thing about open lies like that. You can normally kind of,
David, yeah, I do think there is an opportunity for rehabilitation because he was so young. He still is really young. Once you get put in prison, time kind of stops for you. And so, I don't know. I am not willing to take his life, but I am willing to pay for his lunch for the next however many years, and make him at least sit and think about it and work towards that rehabilitation.
Life in prison is a lot worse than death because you have to actually sit there and think about the shit that you did.
And let's not, it's not a cushiony jail. He's in max security prison in Florence, Colorado. They call it the Alcatraz of the Rockies because he is in like a 5x8 cell that he is in for 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
Is that what he deserves? Yeah, I think so.
This shit was triply fortified so people like Bundy couldn't sneak out. He's not having a good time.
He's in there with people like the fucking Unabomber.
Yeah, he's not having a good time.
This isn't Cupcake Camp.
Yeah, it ain't like a typical federal fucking, like, he ain't flying in and out to see his family.
General
Oh, what was that?
No, he's in full solitary.
Really?
It's not General Puppet.
Yeah, not only is he in full solitary, but he's had Sam's since he went in. He's not allowed to talk to anyone.
Damn.
He's full ad-segged. He's in full administrative segregation.
He is, yeah. So people will send him letters. Like, I have friends that have, that are mutual friends that have sent him letters, but they all go completely unanswered. He's not allowed to answer.
Oh.
I don't even think they're letting him read them.
I don't know.
Well, maybe they would. That would be kind of a good psychological fuck.
Yeah, we wouldn't know, and it sounds like they're doing their best to make it to where we'll never know.
Yeah.
AdSeg for this long fries a brain in a way that...
Oh,
it really
does. Isolation for this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been in full isolation since 2013.
Well, I think the kid deserves a chance at General Pop. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You put that boy in General Pop, though, and he's dead in a week. Guarantee it.
He'll get beat up. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Man. He would suffer for decades. Yeah, he would. Yeah, he's going to be there alive and, living a nothing life right now. That's not even like a... that's being punished in a...
This almost feels cruel and unusual. Not saying that he deserves...
anything less, but it still seems a bit twisted for our society to kind of pull off. Normally there'd be an interview.
Even Bundy and fucking all of your big serial killers could write to people. Fucking Jodi Arias is sitting in Texas.
Bundy got how much actual press interviews? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was in front of the camera giving his fucking position.
Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy.
Was he a person of color?
He is a white boy from Russia, I think. Because I have a friend who's from around the same place. It's one of our mutual friends, and he's paler than I am.
He looks like
he
looks like my Persian family.
Yeah. He's very dark complected.
I don't know if you can
he's
tell,
kinda
like,
olive.
Dark hair.
the kind of Middle Eastern eyes. I kind of got a similar thing going on. There's a
Slightly tanned.
there's a
He
I-
is Russian, like he is from Russia, and I have to say that Mark, hearing you try and pronounce his name in several different ways is really funny to me.
I don't know where it's fallen. I can't tell if he's like, I don't know anything about the Islam cultures from Russia. Like I know I could do Ashkenazi names. You want to do Yakov, or like we want to talk like, you know, Ashkenazi Jews. Yeah, but he's from Russian Islam, right? So what, like Turkish? Like maybe like he's got Turkish blood in there.
He's from Chechnya.
From Chechnya. Okay, so he is ethnic. He's white passing, some would probably say, but he's definitely of an ethnic group and considered a minority in America.
Yeah, not only is he Chechnyan, but you know his family only speaks Russian, and they're very, very broken English if they do. He is just a kid. He was just a kid whenever this happened. He was 19 years old. He was fresh in college. But everybody knew where they could buy their weed. Looking at you, Jahar, you know. And I'm sorry, but a person that smokes and sells as much weed as he did is not
not that kind of person.
I never saw him as a
About,
threat.
like-
I don't think anyone else did either. So
I'm gonna take this hit. I want to expound upon what it can be like when you're a teenager and involved in illegal activity like that, particularly with your family, and how easy it is to get wrapped up in something. Hold on.
Oh, it's incredibly easy. It's a way of life for them.
yeah, I agree with Jameson. I think the
I
death
agree with
penalty
Jameson.
should be abolished. This one though made me think about it for a minute. This one made me like, you know, not only because I have personal ties here, but like that there's a child that died that was almost the same age as my kid.
Yeah.
And so I was like, excuse me, motherfucker, while I break your face. You know?
Yeah.
There was a moment where I was like, nah, fuck him. And that was hard because I had a lot of friends that were like, wait, what? And I'm like, but look.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, okay, so there's been several situations I've had to deal with for realsies in my real life where it's like my sister or my father say something very simple to me. Hey, I need help moving a friend's furniture.
Yeah.
You're their family member. You're big. I'm big as fuck. So I'm like, yeah, I'll help you move shit. It's not a problem. You gotta move a couch? No fucking, well, I'll do it blindfold. No big deal. Right? Get the couch moved. It's not till I'm in the fucking truck I realize I just committed a fucking felony.
Yeah.
They just stole a whole apartment worth of shit. With me in tow.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I had no fucking clue. You know what I mean? Like, there's been multiple situations where my father, in particular, put me in that situation when he was bad on in a relapse or something. And you know, that's one of those things that, because I'm from a community that knows how my family rolls and knows that I'm the good one, I didn't get treated like this kid. You know what I mean? Like, there's been multiple instances where, because of kind of, I mean, if people had ended up dead, maybe it'd be a different fucking story, but like, definitely felonies up to a federal level, which they unintentionally fucking involve my ass. It's very easy to prove that kind of thing with just a clear train of evidence and corroborating testimony, which it sounds like this kid had held out in his trial.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was held back. There was a lot of things that were talked about, especially within friend groups. You know, there were people that stepped forward and they were like, you know, here's some stuff that you don't necessarily know, or here's some stuff that we know of that the cops have never been able to find. And those things were kind of tossed to the side. They wanted really, really hard to blame someone, and while I think he deserves the blame, I think we all need to remember that he did not solely act in this.
Yeah. That's yeah, he did. It wasn't him.
That's a really good point. Jameson said that he didn't receive a fair trial. How could he?
He didn't. They withheld all of the evidence that proves that he was involved in a minor way. Real quick, thank you, Harleen. I see you out there.
Yeah. But I mean, even if they hadn't withheld evidence, how are you going to withhold information when the entire world knows your face, your name, and all the bad deeds you had done?
Yeah.
Well, even the jury, like, how are they supposed to give an impartial judgment?
Right, yeah, that's my point, is like, how are you gonna receive a fair trial if the jury of your peers already think you're guilty? And you know what the crazy thing is they had jurors that came out later and said, we knew he was guilty before we ever stepped foot in there. And I'm like, oh.
If you were to say that when they're picking jurors, they wouldn't fucking pick you. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking insane. Yeah, I didn't know those specific details about this, that this kid had, you know, potentially a train of evidence we aren't privy to, that might prove that it was something as something like I would get caught up in with my goddamn family, where it's just like, hey man, will you help me take these 2 duffel bags down to the fucking Boston Marathon? I have to fucking make a drop off.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Found on a few conspiracies that do surround this case, because I do have, like I said, I have a lot of friends in common with Jahar. I'm sure I could get a few of them to come on and talk, because they love doing that. They're like, no, let me tell my side of the story, because no one listens to them.
Yeah.
I had a friend who went on TMZ and they just villainized him the whole time, and he wasn't even involved. You know, he wasn't even involved.
And he was just like, yeah.
That's got a point, too. He says they would have picked them anyway, and I have to agree. They probably would have picked those jurors anyway.
Unfortunately, you're probably right, Jameson. I don't think anybody cared. I think it was just very quickly, let's get this done and over with so people don't have to suffer anymore. And while I always will, you know, side with that, because I don't want victims to suffer in any way, shape, or form, I still think that in America we have a constitution and it's our duty to uphold it. And he was an American citizen, and so he deserved that right.
Yeah.
Just like anyone. Yeah, I said the same thing about Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy and Charles Manson. I said the same thing about everyone.
Yeah.
I don't always like it, but you know, I'm still going to tell you that Brian Laundrie deserves his day in court, you know?
Absolutely. Hey, special guest in the chat real quick. He's agreed. He says, I'm with Jameson on abolishing the death penalty. I have no issue with armed self-defense against someone assaulting you, but I'm against the state killing people for a few reasons. Special guest goes on to say, I also didn't feel like the Boston bomb, or he felt like the Boston bomber didn't get a fair trial, but he said the same thing about Manson for like 2 decades now. I also feel like Manson didn't get a fair trial. You know, what he ended up being charged with is not actually what happened. And as Ariantha, you and I have talked about before, we know that there was a woman behind the scene trying to orchestrate this exact thing to try to get a couple people who had been arrested off the hook.
Really?
Yeah, there's some inside the cult conspiracy. Like, there's members within the family that were going rogue doing shit. Like, Manson did not receive a fair trial. What was that? Sorry, I didn't mean to talk.
Sorry, I was just saying that makes sense, that some of the people were going rogue.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's the type that he's recruiting. You know what I mean? People who are looking to rise up in that cult structure. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's let's see, Jameson says, exercising a inhumane practice against a fellow human being makes us just as bad. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. You know, again, it was something as simple as a greeting card by a death row inmate that changed my mind on fucking the death penalty. Slap me in the face with the infinite nature of human potential.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to villainize people and to see them as monsters. It's really easy to forget that people are human and that they're, you know, you look at Jahar and you see a monster, but once upon a time he was a little boy too, you know? And he was just a little kid trying to make it through life like anyone else.
Yeah.
I think the saddest part on his side of things, not necessarily his victim's side of things, but on his side of things, he had more victims than the news has talked about. Yes, they talk about the people that he injured, the people that he had part in injuring, the people that he had part in killing, but what they leave out is that he left behind a lot of friends that were villainized later. He used to frequent a pizza shop in Waterton, and a friend of mine walked in there one day and had hot coffee thrown on him. He got 2nd-degree burns from it. Like that's how bad it was. For no reason other than he knew him. They were friends.
Yeah.
And I mean it became a problem. Like I had another friend driving through Boston and somebody jumped out and bashed his fucking windshield in.
Yeah.
It was all because of this. So it's not just the people that he hurt physically, it's the people that he left behind that were on his team, that were on his side.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Jameson made a very good literary point in the chat. I just like the way it was worded, so I thought I'd read it real quick. He's a evil, despicable, and cruel human being, but the point is that he's a human being.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Jameson, agreed. I visited death row inmates, and it's not as simple as this is a monster. It's not. They're humans. They're humans who did things with human motives for human reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's very easy to look at someone and be like, you're a piece of shit. But whenever it's somebody that you know, when it's somebody that you cared about, all of a sudden it's, wait a minute. Yeah, you're still a piece of shit, but you were my piece of shit, you know?
Yeah. And look, even with years between the Boston bombing and now, and no press for this kid or from this kid, the fact that we can shoot this many holes in a situation, as just friends having a chit chat, seems fucking weird to me.
I think it's easy to close your mind down to sometimes whenever you just want justice for something. I don't know. Whenever you want justice for something, it's really easy to very quickly look at someone and be like, all right, you're the person that I hate now. You are the physical embodiment of everything that I'm angry at. And so, fuck you, we're going to put you on death row. But I think it's easier for us because we can take a step back and see the humanity in people, and if we don't, Jameson's here to kick our asses.
Jameson has kind of become the not just somebody who grounds us with legality, but just the heart of the show sometimes. Reminds me that my position is in fact that humans are infinite potential, and that behind every human crime is a human.
Absolutely. I love Sean. Sean said this girl's got to be 150 years old. It's true. I am. I'm actually 152. I'm a swamp witch.
There you go. Damn straight. No, the house she's in is an ancestral house passed down from our families. It's on chicken feet. She lives in a swamp.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a swamp right now. It's been raining for 3 days.
Yeah. She's the Baba Yaga of lore, baby.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
We're mythical creatures.
I've been accused of being a lizard person a few times.
Yeah, you guys see how fast this mustache grows? It's because I shaved my whole face. I'm thick Bigfoot.
It's true.
The Baba Yaga of the Ozarks.
The Baba Yaga.
I love
it. You gotta. How would you say in those? Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
The Baba Yaga of the Ozarks.
Baba Yaga.
The Baba Yaga. Ma'am.
But yeah, this one gets me. And Derek is the one who originally sent me this because I have to kind of separate myself from it. I stopped Googling it years ago, just because it fucked me up. This fucked me up. And I've been through a lot of shit in my life, but nothing quite like, hey, you know this kid that we are mutual friends of? Look at what he did. And it's...
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
It's one of those, it's just fucking when it's someone you know, it's fucking terrifying. You know what I mean? It's just... that shit always jars me. If I see any of you murkies on the fucking news for committing a crime,
I'm gonna sit on your side of the court, but I'm still gonna knock the shit out of you later.
I'm gonna put my whole hand in your mouth. Don't go to jail.
Stop putting your hand in people's mouths.
No.
So Jameson said, I will even say that, I'll even say this. I personally have known convicted murderers that are better people than some who've never interacted with the criminal legal system. And you know what? I follow that with this kid was the kid that you called at 3 a.m. when he was asleep or studying, because he didn't go to parties that often, but he did party. He's a college kid, of course he was. But this is the kid that you called when everyone was drunk and needed rides home. And he would show up and he would take all your keys and he would take 4 or 5 trips making sure everybody got home.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got pulled over one time because he had too many people in the car, and he just explained to the officer. He talked his way out of it. He was, explained to the officer, they're all drunk. I'm trying to take them home. I've got all of their keys. They'll get them back tomorrow when they're sober. I realize not everyone has their seatbelt on, but we're almost there. And he talked his way out of it. So I'm not saying that what he did was excusable in any stretch of the imagination. Nobody fucking twist me on that. What I'm saying was this kid once upon a time was a really good kid, and I don't know where it went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. Well, and that's on Jameson's point, like I've also, in any of the like small chaplain work I've done in county jails and stuff like that, like, look, these people have been given a platform and have gone through things and now have, I've met people who have learned the same lesson I've kind of learned and I've talked about on the show, which is sometimes in your life, if you look at it like a field, you get boulders put there and you try your best to move them, but you can't. They're just immovable. So you have to make a Zen garden around them. And sometimes imprisonment being that immovable boulder builds a Zen person from what was a chaotic person. It gives them the tools and the platform in which to plow their field. And so I agree with Jameson's sentiment like 100%, and that's why I felt like when I wanted to spend time talking to people about deep subjects, a jail sometimes was the best place to do that. Those people have the time to have that, to have those thoughts, have self-reflection, have introspection if they choose to do the work,
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to make it really clear, I'm not trying to elicit any kind of pity for him on any front, but I do think it's important that we know the whole story.
Yeah. Yeah. There's yeah, exactly. Well, and especially since we've been deprived of that in our legal system. Like, we have a fucking system for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, and at this point it just kind of got ignored, you know?
If from an outside perspective, from just like a journalistic standpoint, if we can sit here and even have enough of a thread to speculate that the motive was not his and his involvement was minimal, then I would say a defense attorney should have a fucking good time. What do you say, Jameson?
Jameson said, call me. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said, call me. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's one of those, it's like he got done fucking wrong. I want to go back to Dana Stidham. We have more people in here than we did when we were talking about Dana Stidham.
Yeah.
Pop back over to it because, again, I want to touch back on it. There's a change.org petition to reopen the Dana Stidham cold case. She went missing. She was found murdered in 1989 in Benton County, Arkansas. That is where Arianthe and I are from. Where Chief is from, where a lot of the MURKradio crew was born. So we were raised in the wake of this particular crime. It was a high-profile situation. It ended up on Unsolved Mysteries, but they never pressed any charges and they never arrested anybody. As Arianthe mentioned earlier in the stream, if you want to rewind, we're pretty sure as a community we know who did it, but we don't have enough physical evidence to fucking prove it. But that doesn't mean something forensic can't pop up, and that doesn't mean someone might have something in a box somewhere. So
yeah,
this particular,
or there's somebody who knows something, because kids are stupid and kids tell each other stuff.
Yes,
and so there has to be somebody who knows what happened.
Yeah,
because we all know that somebody turned around and was so. This guy that they questioned apparently had 2 girlfriends that he forgot to mention in his initial questioning, and so. What does the second quote-unquote girlfriend know? What does she know?
Yeah. Why
was she not pressed further?
Yeah. Why exactly? Like what? There's a lot of loose ends that it seemed like maybe somebody connected in the community got a fucking free pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And we know that happened with the West Memphis 3. I don't care what anyone fucking says. I know that's what
You
happened
wanna,
in that case.
you want a fun fact? You want me to tie all these stories together? So, Jahar once did a full workup on the West Memphis 3 and the importance of having a good defense and following the Constitution.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A few years later, here he is.
Yeah. Exactly. There's Dana Stidham, man. This is like Arianthe's mother was friends with Dana.
She was, yeah.
They were
Taught her to drive a stick shift.
They were driving back roads and talking about boys. They probably went to like parties my dad had.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Like she's just like a year or so older than my dad and shit. Like, and my mom's a year older than my dad, so it's like she's the exact same age as
Yeah.
my mom would be the exact same age as my mom if somebody hadn't fucking killed her. And it's again, there's a change.org petition to reopen the cold case, and it needs 2,500 signatures to meet its goal, but it's at 2,193. So we're almost fucking there. If you have it in you, go to change.org. I'll put this link in the Discord.
I signed it this morning.
Yeah, I'm not in my account that I did because I'm in my Microsoft Edge shit, so I could just mass pull up article. For some reason, it likes to use Edge. It won't let me change my default browser, so I did it on Firefox, or on Chrome. But I'm gonna do it on Microsoft Edge so that I can stuff the fucking ballot because I want this opened again. I think that this is a solvable case, and I think Dana's mother, Georgia, is kind of the last survivor, and she wants to know what happened to her fucking daughter before she goes. And
Yeah, she's it.
yeah, and I think it's fucking fair. And so I want to anytime I have a moment to breathe today, maybe pop back over to this change.org because this one just hits close to home. I mean, it is home. This one hits home specifically. You know?
Exactly. That's why I sent it to you because I was like, hey, let's talk about this.
Yeah, like that. Absolutely. But I do want to hop back to man, I do not want Jokar.
Just try Jahar. That's how he said it.
Jahar. See, I feel like I'm getting too close to Jafar if I say that. I don't want to fuck up and say Jafar.
Yeah, a lot of people used to call him that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, who's dealing pots? Who's probably, like you were saying, like somebody who's like kind of the local, like kind of teenage pot dealer, the kind of,
Yeah.
He's got that hair that vibes more like I'm playing Xbox and smoking blunts, not necessarily.
That's
like
exactly what he did. He played FIFA and smoked weed. That's it.
Call me a profiler. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I definitely just, this photo alone speaks kind of volumes to how he was in his state when they first caught him. And I wonder how much actual fucking involvement he had with the initial motive and planning and building of these bombs.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So he was at college. His brother had an apartment that he lived in beforehand, but his brother shared this apartment with his wife and his daughter. His wife, on the other hand, claims to have not known a single fucking thing about anything.
Oh shit. Hey, throw.
Which is very strange to me. Oh, Debbie.
Yeah, throw Debbie Moore in the random if you don't mind. £5. That's sterling, baby. Thank you. 5 the pound sterling. The Queen's money, baby. Thank you.
Gotcha.
How dare you give the Queen's money back to a Yank, dude? I'm just kidding. We threw that tea in the ocean, baby. We did. No, thank you so much, Debbie.
Now we sit and drink it.
Yeah, I really hope Debbie Moore and I are on the same Neverwinter server. I'm going to get that on Xbox. I really want to play. I want to level up a bard with you.
I love Neverwinter.
I want to level up a bard with any of the Murkies that want to play it because they released that new bard class and your boy's a musician. I always play bard when I do D&D, so I would
I
like.
haven't played Neverwinter in forever.
It sucks because it's not cross-platform. I really thought it was cross-platform, and we could all potentially
Oh,
just
is it not?
fucking play together. No, it's console locked now.
What the fuck?
I swear it was cross-platform at one point.
Yeah.
I swear. See, Jameson says, white kid commits a mass killing. Video games are to blame. He does this and it's never mentioned. You can't make up American. Yeah, you really cannot.
Yeah.
Like it's not even in fiction do the hypocrisies that come across in American culture. Yeah.
Well, no, because somebody would read this in a novel and be like, that's stupid.
Special guest says, I'm gonna steal the queen's tea.
I will too.
He did, yeah. Special guest has specifically said, I think it was maybe when the Prince Andrew shit popped. I forget when he said it, but there was for some reason he was mad at the monarchy, and he said out loud, "I'll throw that bitch's tea in the ocean." And I fucking died. I was like, oh yeah, we're American.
So my new favorite thing, because for some reason I hadn't come across this before, Prince Charles is a vampire.
Oh, let's get into it.
I had never come across this before, and so now I'm like, what?
It's as
I've
far
heard
as
about it.
yeah, Harlene's are yeah. It's as far as I know, it's absolutely fucking true.
I actually heard about the Queen being a vampire as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had heard this crazy. I say crazy. Maybe it's not crazy. This theory that that they're part of the Illuminati and they steal the souls of children to stay young because they just never age and they're never gonna get old and die. And I'm like, is this fucking hocus pocus?
Yeah. But yes, here, if you Google it, Prince Charles is indeed related to Dracula. He purchased that castle and now uses it as a boarding school in which he has his own quarters. So again, children now live in a notorious Dracula estate.
That's rad.
With the air of Dracula.
Child, but I can try.
It sounds like a Castlevania meets Assassination Classroom style fucking anime. Like, the fuck is happening here? Is this Black Butler?
I'm really, really into it, and I want to go so bad. What if we just go do a walkthrough? Do you want to go with me? And we'll bring Kaden as, like, a potential student, and we'll just do the walkthrough. I'm not actually going to put my kid in there.
Yeah, special guest says what's going on there probably is closest to Countess Bathory. Like,
Okay, yeah.
it might be that it's not vampiric in the way, like, they're drinking blood. They're look.
Oh no, they're bathing in it.
Bathing in it, or they're straight up harvesting things like adrenochrome and shit is a conspiracy I've heard.
Oh, okay.
That's wild.
Yeah. Mine says, yeah, they drink children's blood. It's a real thing. I know there's definitely
Crazy. I can't wrap my head around it, I guess.
There's definitely real protests over it. I know that. Can confirm.
That's wild.
Yeah, Prince Barnabas Collins. Word, John. Hey, welcome back from your meeting, brother. Welcome back, brother. Adrenochrome. Yeah, there's like, I don't know, like they're trying to they're harvesting also like stem cells, young healthy stem cells from, you want it from as young of a source as possible is the conspiracy, right? So what better place to do it than a notoriously vampiric castle that you've turned into a boarding school and just hang out at sometimes. Probably get that.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love this one.
Hey, keep in mind, he's trying to outlive his mom and she will not give up. He's trying to it's still like, people act like in America sometimes that Charles won't be king, but since the Royal Marriages Act in like, what was it, 2017, he's absolutely applicable to be fucking King of England. And, I've seen, what is it? Like professors who are monarchists say like specifically like dollars to donuts we'll see a Queen Camilla one day. Cause he's on a second wife and we all know why it's not okay with the Church of England, what went down. She's a divorcee and has kids with from another marriage and stuff. And
how dare.
So I bet he's probably trying to get to that crown. especially since like the Black Spider memos were leaked, where we proved that Prince Charles was meddling in fucking government, which is a big no-no for the monarchy. That's the parliament's job. It's a democracy. So, like, while they are a religious and social and commander-in-chief style figurehead, they don't get to do shit like that. Like, they can't write to fucking individual members who are voting on a policy and try to sway them one way or another.
I know that sounds fucked.
Yeah, he's also been proven to be in the pocket of potentially Middle Eastern interests. That is another conspiracy that is out there.
Oh.
Is that the Saudi royal family in particular has him in their pocket.
I could see that.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Yeah. And if you look at his history, he's not just fluent in their languages, he frequently visits, and they've always had a good relationship, him and the Saudi royal family. Prince Charles in particular. Fucking strange. It's like fucking strange. But a vampire, dude? Alex Jones said what? A year ago or more? Like, straight dropped this story on a podcast. I think it was Joe Rogan. He was like, Prince Charles lives in a fucking castle. They turned into a boarding school. It's Dracula's castle, and he's related to Dracula, and he has his own quarters there. It's like,
maybe that's why I'm so hesitant to believe it, because Alex Jones did it, and if it's true, then he's gonna get, oh my gosh, he's gonna get off to that so hard.
Well, he's fucking right every other day is what sucks about Alex Jones. He's wrong every other day. You know what I mean? It's like he'll say things in just a way that's like, why did you say it that way? Like, there's chemicals in the water turning the frogs gay. What you meant was there's pesticides that are chemically castrating frogs. Or changing their gender. Like, it's not turning the frogs gay, it's making male frogs female. Or just making them infertile.
Not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. It's not turning the frogs gay. Can it turn people gay?
That can happen naturally without the pesticide. So why is it freaking out?
Exactly. He thought because they were spurring it with a chemical that it could potentially get in our water sources and change us hormonally. It came from a good place. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like Alex Jones was genuinely concerned for us, but what came out was they're literally putting chemicals in the water to turn the frogs gay. And it's like, no, they're not.
Well, and what sucks is he throws in something that is a little truthful, and it kind of gives him validity, and then people just believe everything else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, wait, stop.
Yeah. As says Nicolas Cage is a vampire. Ooh.
I'd fucking believe that too.
Ooh, Keanu. You see pictures of Keanu through history.
100%.
Okay, but listen. Keanu is the best of vampires.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably not getting the blood he needs from children.
Yeah.
He's probably getting it, like, Amazon Prime to him from the angels.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's some, there's something to genes, though. Like,
there is.
There's times I see some of those photos where it's like, oh shit, that's Keanu in the Renaissance. But I'm like, I've also seen myself in the Renaissance.
I've seen myself.
Like I did my Ancestry.com and I'm like, oh shit, there I am in 1822. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's me.
Yeah, I found out I'm a descendant of like Ephraim. So it's like, I'll pull him up right now. I'll show you guys. Like, got the same eyes and shit still. It's like old Spanish goddamn portraits of the dude. Boom.
Lizard people are 100% alive. They're real.
It's me. I am lizard people.
I've been accused of it because I'm Jewish, and
I'm a gremlin.
My father's DNA is weird.
I've always wanted somebody to accuse me of being like a gnome or something, because I'm like, yes.
Oh man. Oh.
I have been called a goblin before, which I thought, you know what someone said to me the other day, and I love this so much.
I'm a goblin.
So I had said something on Twitter, stirring the shit pot, that's what I do. And this girl said, I am not about to get bent over a Tim Burton character looking bitch. And I was like, oh,
That's the greatest compliment.
I was like, thank you so much. Like, I know you thought you were gonna do something, but thank you so much.
Like, that's the greatest compliment for people like us that, like, you know, that are into like the more mystical, like.
I felt so good
Gotham
about
stuff.
myself.
Oh, special.
The whole rest of the day, there was an extra pep in my step, and I was like, yeah, Tim Burton character.
Yeah.
I was looking hella daddy energy in front of special guest one morning, and I think he was having a rough morning, and I had like a denim shirt on, kind of unbuttoned, showing a little chest, looking real like Ben Franklin dressed like Bob Ross, right? And he walks in and is just like, man, fuck you, fucking pulling off the Ben Franklin hair. Handsome ass motherfucker. You think you can just wear denim shirts and shit? And I'm like, what? Just what? He's like, fucking looks good on you. It's weird. I can't wear denim. I'm jealous. I'm like, I'll fucking denim shirt. Fuck it.
I love it.
Get them pearl buttons, boy.
Oh my god. Mike says he's a pussy goblin.
He's a pussy goblin. It's a joke I make because my grandfather kind of looked like, you know, he might be a bank teller at Gringotts. He had pointy ears. I had a grandpa with pointy ears. I'll put a picture in Discord at some point. Some of the shit I'm talking about.
You started that. I couldn't figure out where Derek kept getting it, but he was like, no, Murk, he's a goblin. And I'm like,
goblin.
what?
I do a little goblin jig too. Like I have these boots. These boots that like I can almost clack around like, yeah. I had to make Angel laugh that like, do my little goblin jig. Yeah. But I also am somebody who likes chaos and chaotic stories, and I cheer at riots on TV like I'm watching sports, you know. So
Right.
I'm just a little goblin. I also used to live in a little goblin hole. It was just a joke I made. The place my grandfather left us was for goblins. It had a goblin horde in it. Like it was, you know, it was wild.
We're definitely related. My dad definitely has a goblin horde.
There's a boy.
It's full of random shit, just like stuff he was gonna fix later but never did. So he was gonna fix it later, like 30 years ago.
Before my grandfather died, my mother got him a necklace that had a little round charm in it, and it said "my round" to it, because he's gonna get around to it.
That's fine.
And yeah, poor grandpa, pretty sure, yeah, went out with that necklace on, never got around to a whole bunch of shit. I'm talking thousands of dollars worth of shit. Yeah, my grandfather had a crazy setup too. It was like dude was obviously rifling his own barrels, packing ammunition, doing machining work, fucking doing tire and auto body work, all out of this one fucking warehouse with an apartment strapped to it.
Yeah.
And,
now I remember Derek walked into the garage and he went, oh.
Oh, yeah. Like, no, it's a warehouse on railroad tracks. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
It's the kind of place that makes somebody go, oh.
Oh. I'll have to share some photos on Discord. I have, like, a couple, I think, before and afters, too, of, like, the yard and stuff. Because put in some work. We put in some work. Fucking all my loved ones. Special guest, Ari, Anthony, Derek, everybody showed up to help.
Sean, that's a very good question. What did Princess Diana really know?
Well, look, she didn't have to know.
I think she was used. She was used.
Oh yeah, well, she didn't have to know nothing. Check this out. Look, man, she was sleeping with Dodi Fayed, and that's enough right there for Parliament to act without the monarchy even knowing. If you guys have ever watched The Crown, you kind of see how sometimes their lives are affected by Parliament. Like Prince Philip can't learn to fly now because Parliament says no.
Yeah, did you guys ever see that Michael Jackson interview where Diana told him that her favorite song was Dirty Diana and then batted her eyes at him and he's like, I thought for a second, I thought that maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't put it back in the set because I had taken it out of respect for her. And I'm like, what, you thought maybe she wanted to sleep with you? Because I'd agree.
Oh, it would. Oh yeah, absolutely. It would have fucking crushed me, that story. I watched that interview recently too, where he's explaining, like Dirty. He's like, oh, Dirty Diana's my favorite song. It's like, I took it out. It's fucking called Dirty Diana. Of course I took it out of the fucking, and I can't add it back. It's a Michael Jackson show. Fucking I can't just add a song. God damn it. And I couldn't imagine being in that position, dude. Like,
Oh, I would have went backstage and been
Yeah.
like, put it back in. We gotta put it back in.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson explains too in that interview, like Prince Charles came up and was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And she straight up says nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
she
pulls
just
him
looked
off.
at it, nothing,
Yeah,
and
nothing.
walked away.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, she likes her some Michael Jackson."
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, she likes that song
Dirty
too.
Diana was a great song.
It's a good song. Special guest has brought it up. Like I'll bring up like some Michael Jackson deep cuts, and then special guest will throw out Dirty Diana. I'll be like, "Damn, where'd that come from?" Yeah, for sure. Like,
Do you love Dirty Diana? Yeah, I think that is a really good question. What did she know? I think she knew more than we're led on to believe, and I think she was very happy in exposing what she knew.
I think there's one person alive right now who, if the system collapsed, if the monarchy fell, we'd actually get the answer from, and that's Fergie. That's Sarah Ferguson.
Yeah.
They were friends. She was married to Andrew. You know
how there was like the big uproar about Harry marrying Meghan? It's because of the institutionalized racism.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Part of me wonders if it's because Harry's not a legitimate child of Charles. Have you guys ever seen
Okay.
what's his name? Major hold on.
I'm so glad you said that because I have thought that forever, but I've never talked about it to anybody because no one ever believes me.
All right, let me pull up some photos, gang.
He looks nothing like any of them.
Well, he certainly looks a lot like this fellow right here, who was Princess Diana's lover at the time.
The fuck yeah, he does.
So my mother's always held hard that, yeah, Major James Hewitt was absolutely Harry's father. And so, again, like the big, if you watch, okay, so if you watch when William's born, right? Charles comes out and they all ask him, what color is the hair? What color is the hair? And he says the color of the hair, the color of the eyes, describes the baby a little bit, seems real happy, walks off. When Harry's born, he comes out and says, I don't know, we couldn't tell. And like basically runs away from the press. Because his baby was born redheaded as fuck. And so I've always thought, oh, he must have just like some vestigial Plantagenet DNA coming in. You know, he's going to be the wild one, you know?
I mean, he was.
But look at these two next to each other. Man.
They got the same nose.
Like, come
same eyes.
on with some of it.
Smile.
Yeah, like, there's just, you know, and yeah. And you know, that's why I think he left. I know he's saying racism. I know they're saying racism, but man, that does not track for Philip. That does not track for the Queen, in my opinion. Not given their record. It maybe Charles or William. I don't know enough about them historically, but I don't see Philip or the Queen being outwardly racist toward their own fucking.
I've actually heard Philip and the Queen were really bad when they did their overseas traveling.
Philip had frequently put his foot in his mouth, but you watch the man learn over the course of his time. This is a guy who.
Oh, okay. Listen.
Yeah, this is a guy who did more humanitarian and Commonwealth missions than any other living royal in history.
See, but I've heard that when he was over in those Commonwealth, like missionary things, that they treated the people really poorly.
There's evidence of them being destructive toward tribal cultures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, colonization is destructive, which is what he's doing. It's colonization.
Yeah.
Like it's an ancient practice that he's engaging in. So he is going in and anglifying things. That's their goal. He's going there and establishing queen worship. So it depends on how you look at it. I'm kind of following the prime directive with this. You know what I mean? Like he's when I say he has an excellent record, yeah, the institution he has a good record with is known for colonizing and changing the face of the planet. But again, there's a lot of conspiracy that he was up to a whole bunch of stuff. We know he had a famous trip, I think, to the Antarctic and back, where he was obviously banging some women, and the Queen had it out with him when he got back. But they don't. Their record. You're talking about the first female monarch to dance with an African king.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. I don't see it from them. That doesn't strike me as their MO, not publicly. And I don't, again, they call their family the firm. They know exactly what they say when they see that baby fucking matters. And so far, the only people I've heard in this family who are that flippant with their words and using big words like that are people like Andrew and occasionally Charles. I heard specifically Philip despised it because also keep in mind, they called him the Mongol when he showed up. He's Greek.
Mm. Oh my gosh.
He faced racism. He faced the same things Meghan Markle faced. He had to deal with the same shit Diana dealt with, but worse, because he was remember, he's the only man in the UK whose kids don't have his last name.
Yeah.
And again, he faced that institutionalized racism, and it just doesn't. Not while Philip is alive. I just don't see that shit happening. That's something in particular he's spoken up against and has drummed up more money than any royal in history to fight against. Okay. He's just one of the, and the conspiracies are out there, and yeah, he did have a shit heel start on this journey. But if you watch the history of the man, you watch the redemption, you watch him come back, and you watch him do not just right, you watch him do historically right.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about Philip in particular. But I do think his sons weren't really raised by him, and in that he failed as a father, and his sons frequently say things that are fucking something he would never tolerate.
I don't think Prince Andrew will ever pay for his Epstein crimes.
No, I don't think so either. They just did a whole quote-unquote investigation and found that what he did was fine. It was fine.
Well, the UK government's not. Well, Andrew feels like he's already been punished because he was stripped of military rank and couldn't even wear it at his father's funeral and blah 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 blah. He feels like he's already been punished. I guarantee, he feels like he's been lauded. He's exiled. He's gonna get treated historically like his great uncle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Arianthi, I just saw your turtle picture. He's cute.
Oh, he's up for adoption for anybody that would wanna adopt him. He is fully rehabilitated. He is 8 years old, and he has a little bit of MBD, but we're working on it, and he's a sweet boy.
He's so cute.
Oh, sorry, gang.
He has a sister, too. He's a Russian tortoise. He's a good boy.
Here's a young photo of both of them when they were young, little soccer boys, little football boys.
Aww.
Look at that, though. You telling me these two fucking ain't related, dude?
They have the same ears.
Yeah. Look at
They're currently rocking, Harry's hairline looks just like that right now.
Yeah. It definitely don't look like Williams.
No, it doesn't. Oh, shit.
That's a dude who's obviously Charles's kid. You know what I'm saying? That dude will definitely be king one day. Harry, I think they wanted to find a way to politely take him out of the raffle.
Yeah.
Probably.
And I think he was fucking pissed about it. And I think Meghan was also fucking pissed about it. But I do think they also face institutionalized racism. I do think somebody said those things to them. And I just, who did it? I don't think it was from the high ups. I do believe them in that. I think the people he's ruled out were Philip and the Queen, who Harry said personally. He's like, no, they never would. But, again, it could have been Andrew. It could have been Charles. It could have been any of the cousins. It could have been any of them. You know what I mean? And they could have little cowboy sects that just say, fuck the way Philip does things. We're going to be racist and elitist just because we fucking can.
Yeah.
Just because fuck dad. I mean, who here's ever done something just because fuck you, dad? You know what I mean?
100%.
Imagine being in that situation where your life has to kind of revolve around fuck you, dad.
It's kind of how my life has been.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. But, there's also angles where these fuckers do look alike. And keep in mind, they do have Plantagenet blood, I believe, so there's redheads in their family.
There is, sure, but whenever you look at every other feature, no, not the same nose, not the same mouth, not the same... really anything.
Well,
Maybe
who's to say that's also not just the shared Spencer stuff, because the Spencers and the Windsors are related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're all from...
That's fair, yeah.
They all go back to what, Queen Victoria, right? So...
But
yeah.
boy, he sure doesn't look anything like his brother either.
Oh, hell no. That dude looks like a Windsor. Harry kind of comes out of nowhere. And,
By far my favorite of the royal family is Harry.
Is Harry? She's no longer with us, but Princess Margaret was my favorite.
Well, I mean, the living one. I really love Prince Harry just because he shakes shit up, and I dig it.
Yeah, I really, really, really dig the Queen, man. I won't lie, like just as a person, I'm a big fan of the show The Crown, and I simp for the Queen a bit. I couldn't imagine having lived her life. It's one of those unfathomable things that I love getting insight into, and she's one of those historical characters who will be a major historical character, and I feel really privileged at times to be alive during something like that, like the longest reigning fucking female ruler.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. She's my queen. Did you know that? I got told one time in a Twitch stream while I was talking about a 9/11 conspiracy theory that I was a reptile person, and I got told in this chat one time, but specifically in that one, I was a reptilian person, and the queen was my master. And I'm like, yeah, she's got great tea.
Yeah, I fucks with corgis too, so what's not to like?
Corgis are so cute. Their butts.
They are really cute.
Yeah. Seeing the Queen walk around in private with her fucking fleet of corgis when she's younger, dude, that shit's adorable. That's just adorable. And again, she's not really committing the war crimes at that point. Parliament is, so I don't know. You kind of know how that system works. There's a little bit of like speculation on Elizabeth's head that I take off and I put right on their government. You know what I mean? Like that government moves without them all the time. That's its job.
Is there some guilt by association? Sure, but if complicity doesn't necessarily always equal guilty.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys have seen Blackrod, right? Like that's my favorite example. That's my favorite thing when they open up the Parliament.
No, I haven't.
So there's just to explain. I know we probably have some Brits out there, so if I misspeak on anything, please correct me. But okay, so Blackrod shows up to the House of Parliament, bangs on the door. They slam the door in his face every time. Bam. He's the messenger for the crown, right? He's the dude that shows up to summon Parliament to the House of Peers, where the Queen can deliver her address, right? But it is fucking traditional now that, what was it, since Charles II, I think, they fucking slam the door in Blackrod's face and he has to bang on the fucking door to get him to open it. And they can choose to not open it and not go to the House of fucking Peers if they don't fucking want to. Like, but I love watching this shit every time because just watch this shit. Check this out. This is how they fucking open their fucking government proceedings for like the fucking year or whatever. Check this shit out.
I want so badly to watch this, but it is 12:15 my time.
Oh shit.
That's mom time. I hear my children and they're like, "Where's my mom?"
Oh shit, we gotta hit that fucking randomization before you go.
We do, yeah. Anybody else wanna hop in?
Last opportunity.
What was that? What was that?
Oh, it's our last opportunity.
Oh, last opportunity to get in for the raffle, guys. If you're a new viewer and you want to hit that super chat, it's a minimum of $1 to hop into the merch giveaway raffle. We've already hit the goal for the donation drive, so you get to choose whatever the fuck you want out of the merch store, and we're gonna get it to you. Yeah, fucking hit up that super chat if you want to hop in. If not, Arianthe, hey, the timer's at your discretion. You got the randomizer. You're going to be the one pulling the name. So
I'm ready. I'm going to give it about 60 more seconds.
Right on. We got 1 more minute left, bitches. I'm going to play this Black Rod shit because, again, they slammed the door in his face. Watch this shit. Like he walks up, look, the door is open. And they say out loud in Parliament, they go, Black Rod's here. And then they close it. Bam. Slam it in his face. And then he has to knock. Bitch has to fucking knock on the door.
I would have been so mad. Flannel Pumpkin.
What up? Flannel Pumpkin's in the fucking run. Sorry, I'm also making a side list because if anything, like, you know,
Her Majesty the Queen commands.
I'm not sure. I have to check with the back end and the queens and stuff, but maybe having participated in the raffle will maybe get you some back end stuff.
We need pop sockets.
Ooh.
Because I need a new one.
I just want a pop socket, period. But guys, another thing I like about watching, like, whatever the fuck UK's C-SPAN is the drip.
Yeah.
Is the fucking drippy drip. Like, Black Rod, I want that outfit. I want every outfit individually. I want the speaker's robes. I want all that shit. I want that fly-ass powdered wig.
Yes. Same.
Look at him. Look at these guys.
So fancy.
Oh, it's the fucking best. But yeah, that's Black Rod's one of my favorite things that happens in the UK, period. Like, that's just a cool government ritual. Like, the fact that, like, your representative shows up and Parliament's like, fuck off. What do you want, Queen? And they let you in, and you got to be like, the Queen summons you, and then what's his name? Skinner. His name Dennis Skinner. He's an old fuck, and he was the Beast of Bosworth, I think, or some shit like that. He fucking I forget what he's the beast, where he's the beast of. UK people again, correct me, but he always talks shit every time. Like when the Black Rod says some stuff, he'll be like, "Yeah, eat a dick," like. Loud.
We should use the Black Rod outfit for the Black Metal Project. I'm into it.
That's a good idea. I used to spitball an idea with a couple homies on Facebook. Like, we're going to just start dressing like we're in Hamilton. Like, fuck it. Ruffles.
All right.
Fuck
My 60 seconds is up.
Oh, the 60 seconds is up. Bah, 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 bah. All right. You got that randomizer? Let's do this. Do you mind listing off the names one more time so we make sure we got everybody
absolutely.
in there?
I was going to make sure that I had everybody.
Let's see.
All right. I've got Basil, Gardy, Az, Justin, Harleen, Christy, Sparks, Monica, Debbie, Pumpkin. And that's it.
All right, that's what I got too. I had missed Basil on my written list. I'm sorry, Basil, but this is why I wanted to do this, so we made sure we got you all. All right, yeah, hit that randomizer. Let's do this.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, let's go.
I drum roll.
Christy!
Christy! I gotta reach out to you. I need an address from you. Don't put it in the public chat. I'll get it from you
No,
in a
please
DM.
don't do that.
I'll get an address from you, and we'll go through the merch store, and I want you to pick anything you want from there. We're going to get that for you, and we're going to send that to you. And that's on the Murkies, guys. You guys did that for Christy, and shout out all of you guys. Like,
yeah, we need
Congrats, Christy.
yeah. Anything you want, Christy. So again, Christy, if you're still with us, I hope you're still with us.
I hope she is too. I'm gonna shoot her a message while I'm doing mom stuff, but
Okay,
I
cool.
better bail now.
Oh, it was a pleasure to have you with us, Arianthe.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
Oh, it's so good to have you back. I'm so excited for Skinwalker. Hey, I still got the thumbnail. You just give me the time and we'll do a whole fucking cast.
Yep, it's uploaded and it's ready to go. I'm just waiting for the copyright strike to fall off. Yeah, it got a stupid copyright strike, so I just redid the whole thing and put it back in.
Yeah, okay.
Stupid.
That's
Copyright.
did it lift it? Is it any of my music? Can I help in any way?
No, it's a like 3-second video that I used. And YouTube hit it with a copyright strike, and so I messaged the person whose video it was, and I was like, "Hey, can I use this in my thing?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's fine." I'm like, "Okay, guys."
Yeah, I'm using 3 seconds of it. And it's transformative.
So it's from a TikTok that I used, and it was on a YouTube compilation, so it wasn't even this person's TikTok either. And that's what hit me with a copyright, and I was like, it's not even theirs.
Oof. That's if it's not even yours.
I know. YouTube stuffs, man.
That's fucking happened to me a couple of different times. I've also done some like remaster and editing work, or like I've changed tracks for an old record label that's now owned by like some European people, RPM and like RKM, and it, like old green label is what you call it, like functionally elevator music, right? There's a European company owns all the rights to this elevator music and some Japanese jazz stuff, and they wanted somebody to remaster it and release it, and I happened to have Murk popping up as a new project, and I was like, God damn it, I'll do it as this name. And they were like, you have full rights to release and profit from it. I'm like, fuck yeah. But sometimes the algorithms stuff is still like, hey, that's a remaster of this or that. I'm like, no, that's repurposed with fucking copyright permission from the fucking original owners to make it part of my art installation. You know what I mean? It's
yeah, no, I jacked it from a big compilation of TikToks on a channel with like 140,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, well, you're just claiming property that's not even yours.
Yeah.
But because they put it in a compilation and it came from their video.
Yeah. I did get told by YouTube in an email that like TikTok reactions are a waste. Like they're like, that's a waste of your time. Don't do it. We will copyright strike it and demonetize it. Like,
yeah,
damn.
So I got a hold of the person who originally owned the TikTok, and I was like, hey, can I use this? I'm going to credit you. I don't plan on using it as my own. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to upload it to YouTube myself and just let you use it from there. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's really what I'm waiting on is the okay and for that copyright strike to fall off.
Yeah.
Because even though I took it out, it's still under review.
Ah, fuck. That's I have one video that's still been under review for like days now, but that shit varies so often with me. You know what I mean? I release so much that it's like sometimes a 3-hour video, it's like I get it reviewed and I get a message back and it's boom, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like it's I won the, you know, the fucking copyright claim they lifted or whatever. Or it'll take fucking days. Like I still have one I'm waiting on that's like from earlier in the week last week.
Yeah, it's really stupid. It's stupid. Oh well, I got it figured out. I'm gonna get it out at least before, thankfully, before Halloween. It's only the 14th.
Hell yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for spending the morning with me, Arianthe.
Yeah, I'll probably be here again tomorrow with some fresh news stories.
Hell yeah, you're where I like to get them from in the morning. That's
I always find the weird ones.
Or the ones that end up fucking getting us some attention. Arianthe's the reason for the season. She's the one who picked out the Brian Laundrie Gabby Petito story, and we covered it as a small story when it was functionally just Arianthe and I in the morning.
We did, yeah. I kind of bullied you into it. I was like, no, we're going to talk about this.
We got to talk about this. Like, we got it. This is becoming a thing. And then I went on YouTube, saw that it was fucking everyone else was talking about it. And I was like, well, I guess it gets its own video. Arianthe, as usual, is right. So that's, you guys will see that happen a lot in my life. I turn it over to the queens, and the queens say, this is what's right. And I'm like, yeah, I'll put money on it. And you guys will see that shit pay off.
Stories that found what made me find you guys, so.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See,
exactly.
Without me, we wouldn't have Harleen.
Exactly. Or a lot of the viewers, like it's, you know, so Arianthe sends me some news, I fucking cover it, baby.
I'm also responsible for Thick Biggie, so you're welcome.
Fucking everything in the genesis of the news program has been Arianthe. Basically, what I did was show up and say, Arianthe, send me interesting news. And I would pick like maybe 2, and she'd send me like 5.
Yeah.
Everything I pick is pretty fucking boring, it turned out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like a viewer show up when it's like I'm talking about some bithy.
Or he just run away with something weird.
Yeah, or I'd just run off on anything. And to remove
I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but look at this Bigfoot's booty.
There's always something interesting when you find a cryptid. There's always some small detail where you're like, ooh, look at this photo. And it's always something like, man, yeah, that's a chupacabra, but why does it have perfectly manicured toenails?
Right, like who's doing your nails, Boo?
And why does it have 8 of them?
Yeah, on each foot.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back, Debbie. All of you guys, yes, Christy has won the raffle. Christy gets the free merch, gets a free piece of merch. Anything Christy wants from the merch store, we're gonna get, hopefully, her to reach out.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot her a message while I'm doing mom stuff and I'll relay it back to you, but I am out of here.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love you guys, and thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I missed everyone so much.
Oh,
love you.
We've missed you too.
Love you. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye.
Bye. She brought you me. I'm sorry, says John. I'm glad she did again. Arianthe, like it was something her and I grew up, meeting up at school and we talk about the news. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about something like just whatever's going on. And I really love reliving that in the morning and just keeping that. And I'm really glad everybody else is showing up for it. I'm hella excited. I really hope Christy reaches out to us. If not, we'll have to do another random kind of. Oh, did I win, lol? Christy won. You won. DM us. Arianthe, I think, is sending you a DM. We're gonna get with you. We're gonna get you whatever the fuck you want out that merch store. I have a couple other stories I had pulled up. Hold on, gang. What? Fuck off, New York Times.
Congratulations, Christy.
Ooh, I'm excited to see what Christy picks. Oh, well, no, I guess we've made it through it. We are now in free caller time, baby. Harleen, how are you doing today?
I'm gonna pop in one more time. I'm so sorry. I did send you a link to a woman who almost got hit by a meteorite that went through her ceiling and almost hit her in bed.
What?
Oh, I heard about that story.
Whoa.
That's a really good one.
It's in your DMs. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
This one. Oh, this is the one that the New York Times won't let me read.
Ugh.
Fuck it. Not. Hold on.
Christy, have you checked out the merch store yet? What do you want to get? I was looking at the mug because I'm always drinking my coffee on the lives, so I was thinking I need to rep the mug.
That's what I'm gonna try to get here soon, is a mug to have, so I'm not drinking out of this weird charger anymore. Yeah, okay, whoa, hold on. Comet to bed. Woman nearly hit by meteorite that landed on her pillow as incredible pic shows space rock that smashed through roof. Ruth Hamilton was nearly starstruck when she awoke to find a space rock tore through her roof in a small Canadian town of Golden, British Columbia on October 4th. Holy
Apex.
shit. What up, Apex? Holy shit. Look at this shit. Look at these holes in this shit.
Dang, that's a big meteorite, too.
Could you imagine feeling like the force of it hit your bed next to you?
Yeah.
And you wake up, it's just a hot rock. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude, I would be so lost if that was how I woke up.
Oh my god.
I would still think I was dreaming or something.
Yeah, I'd lose my fucking cool. Like, I would lose my fucking cool. I just jumped up and turned on the light. I couldn't figure out what the heck had happened, Hamilton told Vic News. She told how she heard a loud bang and felt debris falling on her face and fresh air from the newly formed hole in her ceiling. When Ruth looked
Apex,
down...
give me a second and I'll link you the website.
Oh, word. Yeah, Apex. Yeah. We got... Yeah. merch page. It's link in the description too. The MURKradio website. The saying you could be hit by a meteor. Yeah. One thing that's always stuck with me is there's a character in the movie Drop Dead Gorgeous. I don't know if you guys have seen that dark comedy, but it's like
Drop Dead Gorgeous. Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. That's oh man, my mom loves that kind of lane of like kind of dark comedy, right? Like Drowning Mona and Drop Dead Gorgeous. But there's the character who does like the dog impressions, but she took a fucking bolt sideways to the top of her head that fell out of an airplane. And that's and that's why she was a little funky in the movie. And I cannot get over that. Like, man, that shit could happen. Just thinking Joe Dirt. Oh man, if it was from a toilet meteor from a fucking plane. Oh, it'd be hilarious. But yeah.
His giant shitload.
Yes. See right here, it's got a peanut in it. Oh man.
Yeah, a spice peanut.
Yeah. I meant to bring up this story while we still had Arianthe in here. She knows quite a bit about meteorites and stuff. I wonder what it's made out of. Here's her reaction in this article real quick. I just jumped up and turned on the light. I couldn't figure out what the heck had happened, Hamilton told Vic News. Oh wait, I already read that part. When Ruth looked down at her pillow, she saw the out-of-this-world visitor lying just inches from where she had laid her head. In shock, Hamilton called the police, who arrived on the scene to determine the rock was not from a nearby construction site, but couldn't work out where it came from. We called the Canyon Project to see if they were doing any blasting, and they weren't. But they did say they had seen some bright light in the sky that had exploded and caused some booms, Hamilton said. That's when it figuratively hit them. It was a meteor that came crashing through their ceiling. I was shaking and scared when it happened. I thought someone had jumped in, or it was a gun or something. I fucking bet the bang. Something tearing through your fucking ceiling. It's made out of meteor.
No way.
Yeah, but what specifically? And is Arianthe's boss trying to get a hold of it to display? Is he trying to buy it? Arianthe's boss is one of the meteorite men from the show Meteorite Men. If you guys are familiar with that show on Discovery. The mug is dope. Oh, thank you, Apex. That's actually, so the Mercdis design is done by Angel, special guest wife. All of the other designs on our merch page are done by Stan Odie. He's like one of my favorite people in the world now. I met Stan Odie with most of the rest of you guys, and boy, he's made like a mock-up clip. He made the merch ad that I run when I have to go off cam. He made the fucking merch designs. Like, a lot of the back end was built on fucking Stan Odie. So my dream is to one day oh yeah, I want to have a fucking Joe Rogan set one day, and Stan Odie's my Jamie.
Yeah, like I'm torn between the mug and the Murky Mommies shirt.
Oh, I like the Murky Mommies shirt. That shit cracked me up when Stan Odie put that in the Discord. I was like, oh, I shit. Came up with Murky Mommies. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. That was you are. That's right. Oh.
So I feel like I need that one.
Well, we gotta, yeah. If you don't get that one yourself, let's see if we can't make it happen through a raffle, damn it.
Oh, I'll get one when I get paid next week.
Oh. Yeah, Sparks bought a Murky Mommies shirt. That's right.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I want to say Stan Odie got a Diaper Daddies.
Yes.
Yeah. But Diaper Daddies and Murky Mommies, baby. I love them. Almost a tip of the hat to Christina P. Yeah, almost as. Yeah. That's I love the Your Mom's House podcast. It's a pretty good podcast. I like Tom Segura and Christina P.
Sparks, you better post a picture of it because I'm super excited.
Oh, heck yes. I'm so glad it sent quick too. Hey, here in just probably 30 minutes, I've got to take the stream down, take my lunch break, and I gotta go check the PO box. I might have some treats from Az. We might have an unboxing coming up for the swing shift. I haven't made too much of a plan for the swing shift. I thought, well, worst case scenario today, I'll still just kind of, we'll still be rolling with like a merch giveaway idea, and I'll just be playing guitar or something. I don't know. So I haven't made much of a plan, but I'd like to talk about nerdy shit this afternoon. Horror movies, anything in the realm of Halloween spoopiness. I want to get Halloween with it.
Yes.
I think I'm kind of firmly committing to like the morning show is news. The afternoon show is, just kind of more in the entertainment news side of things, or just something relevant to the season. You know what I'm saying? Or we just all smoke some weed and hang out.
I'm down with that too.
Yeah. And then maybe learn a recipe from Zimmy and shit like that on the swing shift. And then, do the night shift. It's just a little jar, nothing special, says Sandra. Hey, no, I'm excited. I'm fucking excited. Again, I think the last time I've done something with with an online community was like I sold some. I think the last like physical merch I had sold was like a hand painted CD. I did like 4 or 5 of and sold to Japanese cats. John says yes, please. Yeah, I say we go full Kevin Smith for the swing shift today. Like we go full Kev Smith. Like I want to deep dive comics. I want to take questions about comics and entertainment. If you guys want to know favorites and stuff, like I like that. That was really fun yesterday. Like I'm still reposting.
I'll have to show my Harley Quinn statue that I had made.
Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes. Man, Angel, if you're out there listening, big DC fan, and has one of those like OG loves for Harley Quinn, like
Same here.
Yeah, it takes it back to Paul Dini.
As soon as she came out in the Batman animated series, I instantly fell in love with her character, and her character arc has just gotten so much better.
That's one of my favorite things about the animated series was, that was Paul Dini's character. He made that character for that show based off of a friend of his who kept having problematic relationships with abusive men. And and she voiced the original, like the friend he based that character off of ended up voicing her. That it was Arlene Sorkin. That's who he based the character of Harley Quinn after. And now she's in the comics, now she's in movies, now she has, and that started on the animated series as an idea from Paul Dini because the Joker needed a female next to him, and Paul Dini said, I got an idea.
I love it.
But yeah, I can talk about, I can nerd out for hours about comic books in particular. Avid comic book fan. I'll show you where I'm at on Frankenstein, says John. Hell yeah, we can catch up with John too on his on where he's at with his models. Man, I'm fucking excited to see his he's got a really good looking Boris Karloff Frankenstein he's working on, and I'm talking like it looks like Boris Karloff. Like it's like the wrinkles on the face and shit. Like it looks, I can't wait to see it finished.
Yeah.
I love that, and it, man, fits the season perfectly. He got one of the OG 33 King Kongs too. He got a sick ass. That's a sick ass hobby. Chief used to, I bet he still does every now and then, paint miniatures for like Warhammer and stuff. That's a fun time. Like,
nice.
Is it as like the hella D&D basement, man? I fucking love that shit.
I should show y'all my comic book collection.
Oh hell yes, we'd love to see that. I want to do I think special guest at some point is gonna have a channel where he's running down like his favorite kind of comic books from imprints maybe people aren't aware of, like my generation aren't aware of, like First and stuff like that. Things like Grimjack, or he might, he special guest also has a special like love and affinity for the Marvel Max run, which is where it was like Marvel's first gritty reboot.
Okay.
And what can I help you, Cat? Cat knows it's getting close to 11 and is like, what the hell? Isn't it your lunchtime, bitch? Take a break. We have the Flying Pirate game room. That's so fucking cool. Here in Arizona, we have a really cool fucking spot in the mall that's like the front half is, anything tabletop game related. Miniatures, LARP stuff. You can get LARP weapons there. And then when you go into oh, thank you, Garrett. Oh, smiley face with sunglasses. Hell yeah, baby. Thank you, buddy. Not Max. New Universe. Oh, not Max. New Universe. Excuse me. It's not Marvel Max. It's Marvel New Universe. Yeah, the first fan. Stay on Earth. Yeah. Dude. Special guest. Yeah. No, he's got a lane of comics that are some of the best comics I've ever fucking read. Like, dude's got the back issues. Oh, thank you, Garrett. I see that. Gotta put a red rose up, baby. We also run an online store for miniature sprues. Oh, that's fucking sick. Post your link to your online store as if you haven't already. We'll just spam that shit. Just spam that shit.
Yes, please.
Yeah. You just spam that shit.
We love to share the love.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark Hazard, Merc was pretty amazing for its day. Hard to believe that was put out by Marvel and not in a Punisher run. Yeah, no, there was some Marvel stuff that came out that Special Guest has turned me on to that's like, man, why didn't they develop that into like action films? Oh, thank you again, Garrett. I see you, baby. Oh, hey, I'm in the lounge if you want to pop in here, dude. I'm in the lounge. It's open, baby. We got the last 20 minutes of the morning of the day shift. But yeah, there's a man, and we've talked about it before. Like, so I was a hella big Marvel fan when I was going through puberty, right? But when I hit that fucking taking psychedelics and going to festivals age, I'm a touring musician. Boy, I'm reading DC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a big DC fan. It wasn't until later that I was introduced to like some of the more obscure Marvel comics that are really good that I like.
Yeah. I think I'm going to just start stashing the names of all the super chats for the next time we do a merch giveaway. And we'll just keep everybody in the running for the raffle. So, Garrett, you have been entered for the next round. It'll probably be next month or a week or two from now. We're going to do another merch giveaway. So, G-Man, thank you for your donations and super chats. You have been entered to win any piece of merch you want potentially if you win the raffle. Everybody gets in the raffle. Yeah. Marvel sells Sky Kool-Aid, no gunfights. Yeah, special. Yeah, there's no gunfights anymore. Marvel's really kind of nerfed what they got going on. DC, I feel like used to still go there. I don't know where anybody's sitting now. I kind of dipped out because there were a few things in the New 52 that I really enjoyed, and there was mostly stuff I didn't enjoy about the New 52, like most people. But I think genuinely the last issues I was going to get as they came out weekly was the New 52 Swamp Thing and Animal Man. Everything else I'll just wait for back issues or I'll read digitally because those fuckers keep tricking me. You know what I mean? You get fucking 16, 20 issues into something and then they're like, Brainiac shows up, crisis. You're like, God damn it. Now it's a crisis event. Yeah, the cat's on one. She knows it's close to closing the show down, so she's ready for them loves, man. I normally play with the cat a little bit on my lunch break. She got fed early, so she's also just being appreciative. I think maybe she's feeling like me too. I'm starting to feel a little bit better today, guys. I've been sick as a dick. So I'm still in the robe. I'm gonna try to do the swing shift in not pajamas.
One of my cats will come up and love on you before she goes over to eat her food because she's giving you a little thank you.
Oh.
It's the cutest thing ever.
I grew up with my mom had a long-haired calico female cat, and my friends called her Mama Cat because they joked that I was raised by a cat. Because this cat very much dictated my home life at a certain point where it's like, you'd have to stir her food, and you'd have to put her up on the dryer to eat it. And she got really old. She lived like 20 years. But like, she would do nose boops, like as her favorite thing.
Oh.
Yeah, swing shift in a onesie. I might just, guys. Halloween's coming up, and if I could make it happen, I'll try to get some kind of cheap costume or something. Quit it, kitty.
I'll dress up as Harley.
Hell yes, hell yes. I know, because a lot of our Merc Mystics like to celebrate the holiday. I'm gonna try to organize something where maybe all of us regulars here in the voice chat can maybe pre-record something for Halloween, and still have like a release for Halloween. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we'll get together and film a little something. We'll all kind of round table what it should be, and we'll fucking have a special Halloween special.
A story or something.
Dude, what was that? Sorry, this cat keeps fucking with his microphone, making noise in my monitors.
I said, each person should like read a story or something.
Ooh, bring your favorite spoopy story. Ooh, yeah. I'll set up a different little. I'll put a little candle. We'll bring the lights real low. Do a Halloween special. I like that idea.
Yeah.
What you think, Kitty? You like that idea? The kitty hates everything and is drunk with power right now.
Yeah, my cat's sitting in my lap too.
Yeah. On Halloween.
My lap.
Ooh, she's going to be reading medium. Oh, you're going to be reading for a whole crowd. You're going to be doing a whole appearance. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, ass. Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to maybe pre-record something. I know a lot of you Merc Mystics are doing something that day. And it's like, hella cat, stop. It's hella understandable. And like I want to pre-record something so we can still do something spoopy, because this is y'all's season, baby. This is the time this is when we gonna get y'all's skills and talents fucking seen too. So I've been trying to whenever I can do as many like readings or pop-up things, you know. I'm still trying to find a celebrity to do some more tarot on, which I really want to do really bad. Which, now that we got the raffle out of the way, fucking, we can probably go back to some tarot this month. I really want to do more of it.
Yay!
All right, this cat's become this cat's become unruly and has now started entering passwords into Lux's laptop, which I am using to try to upload yesterday's swing shift to YouTube. Yeah. So, you know, that, yeah. Cat, just the worst. She's like, if a day drunk, angry Rosie O'Donnell had Trisha Paytas's body.
That was the most specific description I've ever heard.
Yeah, day drunk Rosie O'Donnell and Trisha Paytas's body. So if you imagine like a Freaky Friday that happened over too many brunch mimosas, that's this cat's vibe most of the time, especially when she's, I don't know. Sometimes it's not even that she wants to be fed. She's just, hey, it's me time now. Look at my butt.
Yeah.
It's like, man, we ain't trying to look at your butt. Boy, get out of here. All right, gang, I'm going to go ahead and deafen myself and mute myself in the Discord for a little bit. I'm going to take a quick lunch break, and we're going to come back with the swing shift. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. I want to congratulate Christy again. You won the merch raffle. Thank you guys so much for donating for that. Again, it's something I've really been wanting to do since we've like kind of launched a merch store, and Stan Odie's been sending in designs and Angel sent in designs. Like, I want to see people in the stuff. It warms my fucking heart. And the fact that we can now do a merch giveaway funded by us is fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really cool. I love the idea.
That's something I really wanted to do. Oh, Garrett's in another too. Hey, Gary, yeah, we got you, baby. We got you up in that business. He's in the raffle whether he means to or not. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Yeah, make sure I got my my list for the next merch giveaway fucking ready. All right. Recap. We talked about Dana Stidham from our hometown. Again, there's a change.org petition before I go out of here. I do want to bring that up again. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they're at like 2,100. We need 2,500 signatures on the change.org petition to get Dana Stidham's cold case reopened. She died in my hometown. She was found murdered in my hometown, and they never pressed charges. The community knows pretty well who did it, and it's one of these examples of like a compromised cadaver leading to flimsy physical evidence and no trial.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and so this is kind of an example of what I really hope doesn't happen with Gabby Petito's case. You know what I mean? And
where's the link for that again?
oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, where's the link for that? Hold on. Or here's the link for that. I don't know. See, I had it pulled up. Where'd it go?
I just want to warn you, I have to fix my pellet furnace, so I may just be listening later.
Hey, not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, I'm just gonna get nerdy with it. We're gonna talk with any chatters and just kind of see where the afternoon goes. Hold on, let me find it again. Here we go. This is the change.org, Gravette City Council, reopen Dana Stidham's cold case. Right here, guys, on screen, change.org. This is the one you're looking for. If you have it in you today, if you have the time, particularly on my lunch break right now, hop on change.org, sign this petition, and let's see if we can't get some justice for Dana. Her mother, Georgia, who Arianthe and I have both met personally, is still alive and has survived most of her family and just wants answers before she goes. That's genuinely all she wants. And
Disturbing and sad.
Yeah, and you know, me as a member of, having been a member of that community, wants fucking answers too, not just for Georgia, but for all of us. You know, Arianthe and I talked about things that happened in our community that kind of dramatically changed the way we were raised. Like, things went from, oh, thank you, Garrett. I see you.
He's spamming you, man.
I see you, Garrett. I see the love. I appreciate it, baby. Can you hop up in this
You
chat?
did say earlier that doing separate, like, super chats gets you more viral.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I know that YouTube algorithmically likes it, and it shows them that you have the kind of community that's participating in the healthy kind of way, which is particularly important today, out of all days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just for the health of the channel, but for the advertisers and for the platforms that we stream to, and, you know, everything. And for some of the messages we propagate on the channel, I feel like are important and need to be out there, and I try to preserve every episode. So that shit means a lot to me, Garrett. Thank you. And everybody, all of you, Harleen, Christy, Az, Justin, everybody, thank you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had known about that trick earlier. I would have done smaller transactions, but oh well.
Oh, hey, again, I appreciate it, like, endlessly. I really do. Dana Stidham, change.org, guys. We're going to go out. I want to go out on that sentiment. When I post this on YouTube into the live streams playlist, I'm going to put this link in the description first thing. So the first link that will be in the description will be this change.org. And yeah, if you guys have it in your hearts, maybe sign that for us. This shit really affected the way that Arianthe and I were raised. You know, things kind of started in the 90s in Arkansas, like it was the fucking 70s everywhere else. And then a couple things happened, and suddenly we weren't, you know, it became like you can get back loosely after the streetlights come on to, you don't need to be unattended. You know, and both of the crimes I talked about from our area have gone unsolved. Yeah. Fucking devastating. I love you guys so much. So glad you guys.
We love you too, Mark. We really appreciate that you give us a platform that's safe and inclusive. We really appreciate what you and Lex are doing for us.
Oh, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And I love you guys. I can't wait to hopefully do more. Just like giving merch away. I'm glad I can get this one done before the holidays hit. You know what I mean? Oh shit, we see Stanody in the I see Stanody in the chat. I'm not sure if you just got here right at the end of this stream, but I love you, and I love you too, Garrett.
He's been around.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, Stanody, I love you. Feel free if you're ever in your setup to pop in here and just rocking the vibes, man. I love it. We got the voice. I'll probably be in the lounge again for the swing shift. I want people to come in and I want to talk about nerdy shit. I need a call in from John too, baby. We
need John in here.
Yeah, I want to hear from you, John. I want to see that Frankenstein. So, it's beats time. It's outro time. Let's do this shit. If I can get the music player to pop up. This cat's not really letting me use my arms. See you guys.
I can see she's full on resting on you.
Yeah, she is. She's just like falling asleep on me. See you guys in just a second.